Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We are waiting now for the Tesla earnings, and we're also going to ring the bell as well. And I hope you all enjoyed the FOMC report. It wasn't very eventful at all. It wasn't very dramatic, but it was exactly as expected. Like we always say, investing can be boring, and boring is good. Investors like to know what's going on. They don't like to gamble. They don't like to mess around. They like to be in it to win it. And I'm very, very happy. My portfolio is back over 150,000. My portfolio is going up, and we're very, very happy. Covering Tesla earnings tonight. We're waiting for the link to be sent out for the shareholder deck. Hasn't been sent out yet. This is how it will appear. As soon as it appears, I will have it. And we'll have it from our little Optimus robot there. It'll send me a link personally, of course, just especially for me. But we haven't got the webcast yet. It could be a little while to go before we get that. But we're going to be here to cover the news, go through everything Tesla, and also ring the bell as well. So today we got a 4.5 rate decision. Great. Same as always, no cuts. That's what we were expecting. We got what we wanted. The markets are in neutral mode, moving up from fear. This is good. We like that. We're very happy with that. So it's all systems go for investors. Gamblers, not so much. You'll be a bit stressed. But for me, I'm very happy with today's results. Oh, hello. Look at this. I've got a great look at this, folks. You've not seen this. Look at this. Look at Vanessa. Look at Vanessa. She sent in. That looks amazing, right? Look at that for our new year. Look at this, our new year mug. Folks, have you seen this? I shall be grabbing hold of that. Look at that. Look at that. Lucas Aids. She's got the lipstick to match. Look, she's done a great picture. I'm loving it. I hope Vanessa's in. This is great. We've got another one here. She sent another one. The other side. Happy Christmas 2024. Look at that. I shall be saving that picture and adding that to the reel in a minute. I love it. Vanessa, thank you for sending in your mugs. Absolutely awesome. Love the makeup. It's all matching. That's absolutely awesome. I can't wait to add that. As I'm looking there now, if I don't do it straight away, I'll forget, won't I? So Discord. Let me go into, where was it? Breakfast bar, and I shall grab that one there. Yeah. And I shall click save. There you go. Let me come out of there. And now it'll be in our folder. Yes, there it is. And if I go to the Lucas Aids albums, scroll to the bottom, scrolling. Mike, I shall add Vanessa. There you go. Spot on. Done it. And, hang on a minute. Let me just edit the picture a little bit, just to crop it slightly. Give it a bit of crop. There we go. Just do that there. I love it. Great picture, isn't it? Okay. Let me zoom in a little bit. There you go. Like that. And brighten it up for the show. There you go. Look at that. All right, Vanessa, you are in the gallery. So whenever we need to play the gallery, you shall be in. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Vanessa, for doing that. Right, Sensei's over on the extra channel doing the XRP charts on a restream. Let's bring all the comments in. We've got 140 watching straight off the bat. Can everyone tap the like button? Let's share this out. We need 100 likes so we get this shared out for the Tesla earnings. Smash the like button and consider subscribing. We'll also be looking at Microsoft and Meta tonight. So I'm going to line these up. We got Microsoft. Let me refresh that. I'm going to add another one as well. I don't normally do Meta, but I'm going to add it. Robinhood, Meta, we're going to keep our eye on all three at the same time, but we will be covering the Meta earnings. Sorry, the Tesla earnings, beg your pardon. Right, Meta, Available after hours, yep, in a few minutes. Meta's good. Microsoft, yeah, waiting for that. We haven't got that yet. No, available after hours. Good. All right, we got 158 watching, 159. Everyone smash the like button, guys. Let's get straight to 100, shall we? Let's do it. Let's get funky. Let's get funky with it. Smash the like button if you just come in for our Tesla earnings with Sir Elon Musk live on the show, directly on my channel and my channel alone. I love it. He's not anywhere else. He's only here. Right, you ready? So here we go. 156 watching. Let's get it rocking and rolling. Let's get 100 likes, 161, the Tesla earnings. Let's get ready. So we're on 10 likes. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? That's rubbish. Let's refresh the screen. Let's get it straight up. We're on 100 likes on this one. 30. Go. Everyone smash the like button. Let's move it. All right, move it. 30 likes. We can do better than that, can't we? Can we do better than that? 31. I can see it on my extra screen. If I refresh the screen, I think we got 31. Shall we see what we got? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Should be 31. 34. There we go. We're on the way up. Good stuff. We'll come back to that in a little while. Thank you for that, folks. Very good indeed. Right. Welcome, everybody, to the Tesla earnings. Shall we look at some Tesla news? We might as well. Now, listen here, folks. Tonight could be an exciting night. Another milestone. We could hit 62,000 subscribers. We did 350 plus in the FOMC report, which is pretty amazing. So we could get to 62,000 subscribers tonight. So I'm very excited to see if we do. Whenever I talk about subscribers, somebody always unsubscribes. It's always the same. You imagine when we get to 100,000, people are going to be going unsubscribe all over the place. All the trolls messing around. You know how these things go. Flipping heck. So we're used to it now, aren't we? Right. We had 13,500 tuned in for the FOMC report. That was pretty amazing. Thank you to all of you that tuned in with us. Now then, Tesla. Let's start with what we just heard. All right. This is important. Okay. Let me go over to. I got a Tesla thing. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's do one news story at a time. So here we go. This is all relevant to Tesla, of course. So story number 1, what have we got? Federal Reserve is in no hurry to adjust its policy stance. Powell press conference. Yep, we heard that. We're completely happy with that. The Federal Reserve's policy stance significantly less restrictive. With the Federal Reserve policy stance significantly less restrictive and the economy remaining strong, the central bank isn't in a hurry to adjust its stance. The Federal Reserve's chair, Jerome Powell, said Wednesday at the post-decision press conference. The Fed's 2% inflation goal will be retained, and the central bank's framework review won't focus on that. He said he expects the review to be completed in the late summer. In the late summer. Now the Fed is explicitly in a wait-and-see mode. The bar for cutting again in the near term is high, said Yim Zhu on behalf of Seeking Alpha analysts. Whatever. But anyway, key indicators include at least the full set of Q1 CPI and PCE reports, along with the same precise impact of new tariffs on consumer spending. So again, they're waiting to see what happens with. It's right because with all the it's round the corner. All of the tariffs round the corner. No one knows what's going to happen. We have to wait and see. Then when we understand, we can take a move on that. If they drop the rates and then bring them up again, basically the economy's out of control. The Fed are out of control. We don't want that. That would be flipping ridiculous. So we don't want that, do we? Let's have a look. Any Tesla news out yet? This is relevant. We'll look at this. Let me have a look at this. I'm going to see if there's anything we can use. That's not really anything. I'll tell you what I am going to bring up. I'm going to bring up our press release from Tesla. That's just out. We might as well have a look at that. Let's have a look at the press release, shall we? Let's see what Tesla have to say before the call. Okay, let's have a look at the numbers. Let's have a look at the numbers for Tesla. Here we go. So we're waiting for the call to start. Will Elon be on the call? He always said if things were great, he would never be on the call, but he's been on every call since that we can remember. Anyway, Model 3 and Y, 436,718 production, deliveries 471, subject to operating lease accounting 5%. Other models, 22,727, deliveries 23,640, 6%. Total 459,445, deliveries 495,570, 5%. That's this quarter. We know about that. What about the production for 2024 last year? So we had 1,697,338 deliveries, 1,704 and 093. Other models, 94,105. That was the Model 3 and Y. And a total then, production 1,773,443. And we delivered 1,789,226. I wonder if that will be live yet. I don't think so. Let me click on it. No, it's not live yet. Never is. They're the only ones who do this. They don't allow you the call before we get there. Tesla will post its financial results. Yeah, we know. We're just waiting, really. I don't know why. I tell you what, I'll read this. Is that important? No. There's nothing we can learn there that we don't already know, so I don't want to go over old news. We're just waiting now for the call. So all we can do is wait for the webcast to come up. So we're just waiting at this stage. We got a Q&A. Let me have a look what questions has been asked. No, again, nothing really. Oh, well, I don't know, actually. This is quite interesting. This is what some people are asking. I might as well share this. Well, we're waiting for the call to begin. We might as well. If you're a Tesla investor, you want to know what people are asking, right? These are some of the questions that are being asked, or at least they've been presented. Whether they'll be mentioned on the call or not is another thing. Is unsupervised full self-drive still planned to be released in Texas and California this year? And what hurdles still exist to make this happen? That's had 3,700 votes, so that might be on the call. That's a retail question. This one here, are there any discussions with other auto companies about licensing full self-drive? That's another good question. That makes Tesla money if they can do that. Is Optimus now mostly designed, locked for 2025 production? A lot of votes on that one. Elon has said publicly that long-term shareholders of Tesla will have the ability to invest in his other companies. Not so sure that would ever come off because you can't really administer it. If you've been a shareholder for X amount of time, how would that be able to be administered? Yeah, you can now buy shares in SpaceX. Can't see that. The bell's just going in 3, 2, 1. The bell has just gone. Let's have a quick look at all our positions, and then we'll come back to Tesla, of course. We're watching after hours, see what happens. We'll get the numbers in a few moments. So let's have a quick look across all the board. We got rate cuts held, rates held today. You can see my overall portfolio is down, but heading back up again. I'm fine with it. The S&P is just going up after hours and gaining some speed. Oh, it was until it wasn't. S&P Global is down. Virgin Galactic, we're talking about a short squeeze today. We've started to put videos out. We've ranked number 1 in this around the world. We actually had at one point the largest retail investor group in the world for this, so we're going to get it back. We haven't done it for a while because there hasn't been nothing to talk about, but we're going to get it back. And this morning, I started producing videos here and told you the moment the video come out, it would go up, and boom, it did. All right, because we have the biggest retail investors audience in the world. We represent 95% of the retail investors of the world, right? And we put the video out this morning and boom, straight up, short squeeze, over 30% short interest All we need is volume and buying at an all-time low, which is where we were down here today, and we're gonna go up like maybe 100%, double in price with a short squeeze, with 30% short squeeze. All we need is volume, and off we go. So I've started to put those videos out. Anyway, remember, I'm not in the stock. I'm not pumping and dumping it. I don't own it. I'm just here to provide the best information for my members. That's what I care about. Never made any bones about that. Palantir down. Gold is down after hours. Amazon going down. Apple is up tonight. Earnings tomorrow. We'll cover it if anybody requests it. No one's requested it yet. Next year Energy is up. Enphase Energy down. Good time to buy Enphase Energy. No doubt about that. Coca-Cola up. As we said, the defenses are up. J&J up. That's a $200 stock in waiting. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. Chevron Oil is down. Tesla is down at the moment, waiting for the call any moment now. McDonald's is down. Good time to buy McDonald's. Google going down slightly. Microsoft, there we go. Have we got the numbers? We've got a sell-off for Microsoft. Let me go back to my my news. That's coming in. Trending news. Okay. Nothing out yet. The moment we get it, we'll bring it to you. So Microsoft going down at the moment. No numbers yet. Just people dumping after the Fed. No reason to do that. It's an overreaction. You'll see that will go straight back up again. Not a bad time to buy Microsoft. It's expensive, though. You're better off buying Google. It's much better value. Microsoft going down. Meta, they'll be reporting in a minute. Waiting for that. Let me refresh Microsoft. It's a spinning wheel at the moment. And we've also got NVIDIA down. It could go as low as 100. Keeping an eye on that. Don't know why Microsoft is going around and around and around. Why isn't that refreshing? Bit weird. Anyway, let me just open a new tab to the right. Let me open a fresh link, Robinhood. And then bring up... oh, now it's done it. It did it in the end. Okay, we'll get rid of that then. Google, Microsoft, Meta, NVIDIA, Walmart. Tesla's dropping now. Way, yay. It's way too expensive, though. It's like 200 times earnings. Alteria's robust pricing strategy for smokable products, gains and smoke-free segment. Okay, that's Alteria. Interesting, that one. We're going to keep our eye on the breaking news here. Tesla going down. We've got no figures just yet. Tesla's selling off. We've not got the webcast just yet. We'll be getting it shortly, no doubt about it, but we don't have it yet. But there's a big drop. Let me go and check all my other sources to make sure that we've got it to bring to you as soon as it's available. Tesla going down. Let's have a quick look. No, nothing yet. But yeah, it's selling off quickly. But this is what Tesla does. It always makes me laugh. People that say they're so bullish on Tesla, yet they dump it at the first opportunity. It's the most bloody BS nonsense I've ever heard. It's the same with crypto. People with crypto are so adamant, oh, it's the best thing in the world. But the moment they, the moment it's not, they dump it. It's like, well, I thought you loved this. I thought it was the greatest investment in the world. Well, yeah, now there's a difference between trading it and selling it all, and people just do that. They're in and out the whole bloody thing. It's ridiculous, but there you go. Tesla earnings call, yeah, 4:30. We've got an hour yet. Could be, I'd say about 20 minutes before the numbers are out. I'd say we've got about 20 minutes before the numbers are out. Okay. Up, there we go. Shareholder deck. Q4, January 29th. Okay, here we go. We've got some information now to share with you. There's the call. Okay, there's the call. Got an hour and 23, but I've got some information. So now I can share with you. Let's have a look. We've got the information from the call. All right, we're bringing you the latest information now. This is going to be on the call. This is why, oh, hello. That's why it's going down. Let me bring this to you now. Here we go. Wow. selling off now. No, this is no surprise. No one should be buying this now. So I'm going to bring all this news to you. It's going to come thick and fast now. I'm going to get lots of news coming in all at once. I want to look for the main thing. We don't want that. High Tide Gap, yes. BlackRock, yes. Spirit Airlines, yes. Keeping an eye on that. Keeping an eye. Zoom, Snaps, yeah. Amiga, yeah. Right, I'm going to keep my eye on that. I'm going to try and bring you all this at the same time. So just bear with me. I'm going to open up like half a dozen. But open up some more windows. I've only got 14 windows open. I mean, let's be honest. We need a few more. Trending news. Right. Oh, here we go. Tesla. Non-GAAP EPS 73. Tesla non-GAAP EPS of 73 misses by 4 cents. Revenue 25.7 billion, misses by 1.4 billion. There we go. Misses by 4 cents. It's a miss from Tesla. There wasn't really any surprise there. The stock is massively overbought, massively over expectations, and I'm not surprised. Thank you, Sensei. Tesla EPS 73 cents. Yes, there it is. Missing expectations. Revenue down. Yeah, no surprise there whatsoever. Interest rates affect Tesla when you buy a new car. So we're not surprised by that at all. It's a big miss tonight. Is it any surprise to anybody? Not at all. I don't understand. Yeah, now the market's selling for a potential buy. Now I'm going to pay attention. Let me look at my VOO. Sensei's going, I thought you were going to wait for it to go down 20%. I still am. Unless Nvidia takes the biggest dive and it's 6% of the S&P. Still not cheap enough. No, I'm not buying yet. I've got another 30,000 to invest if I want to. Yeah, the markets are going down. This will rebound back, though. Thank you, Sensei. Do you want to be on tonight's show? Do you want to call in, do some charts? That would be pretty good. Who would like Sensei to be on the show tonight? Should we have a little poll? I've not even asked Sensei if he's free, but should we do it anyway? Who wants Sensei to call in and do some charts? All right, anybody? There's not an undecided. It's yes or no. You either do or you don't. All right, I'm taking away the options. I'm just going to go, do you or don't you? All right, let's not mess around here. All right, let me read you all of this. This is all the numbers now. Profitability, 7.1 billion gap. Operating income, 24. 1.6 billion in Q4. There's the numbers for you. All right, if you just tuned in, tap the like button and consider subscribing. This might be an exciting night. We might end up with 62,000 subscribers. Shall we have a look? Look, 61,734. Can we get 62,000 tonight? Can everyone click subscribe and ring the bell? Let's get 62,000. I'm really, really, really hungry for the 100,000 subscribers. I am. I've got to be honest. I want it, and I want it now. It's only been 4 years. It's been 3.5 years, actually, so we're doing very, very well. 7.1 billion gap net income of 2024. 2.3 billion in Q4. 0.6 billion mark to markets. Thank you, Peter Ridley. Gain on digital assets. 8.4 non-gap net income in 2024. 2.6 billion in Q4. Operating cash flow of 14.9 billion in 24, 4.8 billion in Q4, free cash flow of 3.6 billion in 2024, 2 billion in Q4, 7.5 billion increase in our cash and investments in 2024 to 36.6 billion. Operations. Increased AI training compute by over 400% in 2024. The markets look like they're trying to stabilize now. It's still not low enough for me to buy any more, so I'm not going to. But we like this, though. I'm excited. I tell you what, I'm also really excited. This is our biggest audience for Tesla. We normally don't rank for Tesla because there's channels that just focus on nothing but Tesla. So I'm deeply humbled and deeply thankful to be on nearly 400 watching live on Tesla. This is great because we do not rank for Tesla hardly at all, So I'm thrilled to bits to have such a good audience tonight on Tesla. I will do my best to provide the best service to you. Okay, here we go. Let me put this on the screen. This is hard to show you here. There's a lot of information here. Let me try and squeeze it in. So in total automotive revenues in Q4 2023, I'm gonna go 24. Sorry. Total, and I apologize for looking the other way. It's the way the system's set up. All right. Sensei would go, I've got an auto cue. I haven't got to look the other way. Yeah, I know. All right. Whatever. Bring in Sensei. Everyone's going, yes, bring in Sensei. Yes to H-bar, please. Is Tesla going back up? Not just yet, it's not. No, it's busted. It's too expensive. Stock price is insane. Let's have a look. Who wants Sensei to call in and do some charts? 44 votes, 66%. It's not high enough. You need 80, 90% otherwise. Why would Sensei even bother? All right, so Q4 2024, total automotive revenues, 19, this is all in billions, of course, 19,798, it's down from 20. So, it is down. It's more than Q2. No, it's not. It's less than Q2 as well. Energy generation. Now, this is important. Energy generation and storage, right? That's our highest number from Q4 of 23. It's our highest number year on year, 113%. So the energy generation and storage is a really big part of their business now. Service and other revenue, 2848, 31% year on year. That's good. That's their highest number. So we're dipping in car sales, automotive revenue, but we are increasing quite dramatically, actually, on energy generation. So we like that. Let's keep our eye on Tesla, the stock price. It is taking a bit of a dive as we process these figures. So I like that. Total revenue is up 2%. Total revenue is up 2%. So overall, we're up 2%. It's just not delivered. I mean, it's growing. It's just not the pace we're used to. So Tesla is still a good business. It's just too expensive. You can see now the stock price is starting to come up. So it's going to rebound, but it is just too expensive. If we just remind ourselves, if we go to Tesla, I just want to show you this. It's really important, this. People don't pay attention to this, and they should. If I show you Tesla over here, Tesla now, look at this. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. 160 times earnings. You know, I mean, it's got to sell off, all right? It's 160 times earnings. There's your problem. Short interest, only 2%. But, you know, the fanboys just keep buying it. And they just damage it. They're damaging their own stock. It's no point. You always end up with disappointment because you've bought it so much. But that's okay. That's okay if you're a long-term investor. If you don't mind holding it for years to come, it's fine, and it'll do well. However, you've got to be realistic, right? So total revenue up 2%, mainly in our energy storage. So it's not the cars right now. No talk of Optimus yet. No talk of anything else, AI. It's just the energy generation, which is why one of the things we like about Tesla, right? Total gross profit, though, however, is down 6%. Operating expenses, 9% year on year. That's increased. Operating expenses have increased from 2,280 to 2,5. That's our second highest operating expenses, 9%. Operating income from operations, down 23%. Operating margin, negative 204 basis points. Adjusted EBITDA, 25%. Adjusted EBITDA, 4,922. What else have we got that would be of interest? Net cash, yeah, that's fine. We've gone through the numbers. We've covered all this now. We've covered all this. Revenue, profitability. We've covered all that. Yeah, we've covered all that. We've covered it all. Look at that, look. We've covered it. We're amazing. We just want to wait for the call, right? We've got a bit of time to go. 1 hour before the call, or just about. Does anybody want to call in? If you want to call in, if you want me to open the phone line up so you can call in and be on the show, live Q&A, we can have 10 people all tuning in all around me. You can have 10 people all calling in, debating. I tell you what, I'd like a debate. Let's have a hot debate tonight. Let's have a hot debate tonight on, what do you mean Nvidia's soaring? Nvidia is soaring. God made a farmer. No, it's not. Why are you saying that? It's not soaring at all. Why do people always get overexcited when they see a stock go up 0.15? They go, oh, yeah, Nvidia is soaring. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's down so much. It's crazy. It's hardly doing anything. It's going to go up. It's an overreaction, but don't say it's soaring. You get me all excited then. I thought, what's going on? I thought, soaring? Up 10, 15% would be soaring. Anyway, thanks for sharing that. I just don't agree with you. All right? I mean, 0.15 is not soaring. Anyway, if you want a Tesla debate, a heated debate, let's be honest, it'll be heated, won't it? It'll be heated, all right? Who wants a Tesla debate tonight? Say yes in the chat. We'll open up the phone line. 10 people can call in and they can all tell me that I'm talking nonsense and Tesla is worth $1 million. It's going to go up 1,000,000%. So say yes. Say yes in the chat. If no, I don't want to call in. I don't want to talk about Tesla. I can't be bothered. I'm too lazy. Then say no. All right? So it's up to you. So there you go. It was up past 125. It fell right back. It is super volatile. You are right. God made a farmer, but that's still not soaring. Not in my book, anyway. It might be in yours. It's not in mine. But anyway, let me come back to news, and I'm going to follow all the trending news as it comes out. Okay. So we've done all the numbers. We're very, very happy. Let's go through the position, see what's what. Nobody want to call in. You don't even want to vote. Unbelievable. I said in the chat, write yes if you want to call in and have a debate. And I said no if you don't want to. And you can't even be bothered to say yes or no. What sort of audience have we got tonight? Lazy people. There we go. Saab. Do you know what, Saab? I'm going to open it up just for you. I am, because you like getting off your ass and doing stuff. I like you, Saab. Saab's good. So Saab, here we go. The phone line. We're gonna have a Tesla debate. There you go, Saab. Now Nvidia's moving. Now I like it. There's the live phone in. Okay. So let me end the poll. Live. Whoops a daisy. Here we go. Yep. Now I got people calling in. Live. Whoops a daisy. Live. Tesla. Debate. Okay. There you go. Live Tesla debate. There you go. It's martinlucas.com/live. All right. Pinned to the top. The password is LucasAge, uppercase L, uppercase A, LucasAge 100. Call in. Be on the show. I'm loving it. Tesla's come back up. Now Nvidia is moving. You're absolutely right. Earnings available. Okay. Annaly Capital have beaten by 5 cents. Let's have a look here. What else have we got? Microsoft beats by 13 cents. Great. Microsoft beat on earnings. I'm loving it. Tesla, we talked about that already. Now Nvidia's moving because Microsoft is moving. Now we got a story. Now Tesla's moving. And now Nvidia's moving. Now Nvidia's really moving. Now that's a pump. That's what you call a pump. All right, let's get it going. That's a pump. Right, that's because Microsoft is making money. It's beaten tonight. So expect the market now to return. Here it goes, straight back up again. There you go. That's why you shouldn't have sold off. Yeah, my portfolio is coming straight back up again. Tesla looking good now. Now we're looking good. Now Meta is up as well. I'm waiting to get Meta's numbers. Now we're pumping. Smash the like, everybody. Everyone should click subscribe now. We're going to get to 62,000 tonight. This is a great night. Microsoft have beaten well. Meta hopefully will beat in a minute. We'll get the numbers in a minute. Tesla's missed, but there's no surprise. Meta's just turned green. Meta. We're waiting for it. They've just turned green. We love it. This is a good night. This is a good night. Meta's turned green. Tesla's now coming back. Nvidia is now starting to move and gaining momentum. This is good. This is good. I'm loving it. We might get all the smoke coming out. Should we put some smoke out? Get the get the night going, shall we? Right. How many likes we got? Okay. I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a break. I'm gonna end the stream unless we get 100 likes. You're being lazy tonight. You're being lazy. You ready? Here we go. I've been going since 6 o'clock this morning, doing 4 earnings a day, 15-hour days, bringing you the best live streaming of any of these stocks that anyone does. It's the most honest, and my predictions are spot on every time. Just saying, well, I mean, they are. They are, right? 319 watching. We should have at least 150 likes. What have we got? We got 34. Bloody hell, that's rubbish. Lazy. Let's get 100 likes so we can share this out. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 34 has jumped to 80. Okay, 20 more. Nvidia is now moving. Now it's pumping. Now it's pumping. Tesla's coming back up again as well. Now we're getting it to move. Yes, but I can call in 20 minutes. Yes. All right, the phone lines are open. Lestin Wynn is here. He's calling in. I've got guest number 1. How are you, Lestin? Give me a wave, mate. I can see you. You're not on the show yet, but I can see you. Yes, I'll call in 20 minutes. Seems like your camera's frozen. 107. We're straight over the numbers. Boom. 310. 150 is what we want. Oh, and we got Saab calling in. So I'm going to put Saab in number 9. I'm going to put Lestin Wynn in number 8. Lestin has lost his signal for the moment, but hopefully he'll come back in a minute. This is good. Good. How many we got now? We got 117. That'll do for me. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. I'm loving it. Look at Tesla return. There it is. I'm going to bring Saab straight in because this is exciting. Saab, welcome to the show. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. How are you, mate?
Great. Everything went as expected. We knew they're going to dump 5 to 10%, and they'll come back up. Even if it takes a little bit more of a dump, there's no big deal. It's going to come back up.
Spot on. Great night.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No surprise on the FOMC news.
No.
So it was just, everything just went as expected. Just sitting back, just watching the music.
Exactly. I'm loving it. What a great night. Everything's working out. Microsoft have just reported, and they've beaten. Lam Research jumps as Q2 results guided top Wall Street forecast. Lam Research, good result, rose 7%. That's good. Revenue growth from ServiceNow sinks despite subscription revenue growth of 21%. New AI agent tools. Let me scroll down. United Rentals misses by 0.04. Revenue 4.1 billion beats. So the revenue's up, but it misses on EPS. Let's have a look. Two Harbors investment. GAAP EPS of 237. Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, non-GAAP EPS, revenue of 3.9 billion. Is that a beat? I'm not sure. I need to get the numbers. What else have I got here? Nothing else yet. I'm waiting for Meta to come in. Nvidia is now soaring. I'm loving Nvidia now, Saab. Look at this. Nvidia is coming straight back at... Oh, hang on. Tesla's gone green. Tesla's now doing very nicely. Look at that for a pump. Look at that. That went bright green there for him. Look at that. Woohoo! That means the markets are going up now. There you go. We'll be green in a minute, folks. This will be a green night now. There you go. Tesla going up now. What do you think of that?
Hey, it was going to happen. It was going to happen. It came back quicker than I thought, honestly.
Yeah. Don't be surprised, though. You did just say it, and you're absolutely right. This could dump a couple of times before it settles. This is what Tesla does. It makes me laugh, really, because, I talk about it a lot, the people that say, they're always perma bulls and they're always, it's going to go to the moon, it's going to go on forever, blah, 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 blah. Tesla's the greatest thing, Bitcoin. And the first thing they do is dump it.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
That's just the beast, it's the beast of it.
Yeah, that is a game of it. Nvidia is now up nearly 2%. Oh, and Tesla. Oh, now we're gaining some speed. Now we're starting to put some numbers in. Look at this, up nearly 4% after hours. What a swing. Let me just measure that a minute. Let me just measure that. What was that? That was, let's have a look. That was minus 3.4. That's a 7. That's an 8% swing. That's an 8% swing there. If you bought that dip and then sold it straight away, it's free money, isn't it?
I wish I had some money. I wish I had some money on the sidelines that I could have got in there, but
sometimes I do think, get back to trading because I get these right nearly all the time now. It's like, but as soon as I start doing it for real, that's when it'll all go the other way, right? So, but it's about the show. It's not about me trading. It really is not. But this is great. Oh, 5% up now. Yeah, 9% swing. 10% swing. Does anybody else want to call in and join? Leston Wynn was here a minute ago. If you want to call in, it's a live Tesla debate. Let me give you the link in the chat. There you go. Call on in, martinlucas.com. You can be on the show. You can have a say. Are you an investor in Tesla, Saab?
Yes. Yeah, I got into it pretty early this year. 174, I bought 27 shares.
Nice.
And then I just kept putting money in there. So
nice.
It's doing good for me. I think I've got a 43% gains, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, nice.
It's
an expensive stock, though. You do appreciate that, though, right?
It is, but getting into an expensive stock.
Now you sound better.
Yeah, getting into an expensive stock, it's you've got to buy something that's got some weight behind it. I think it's hard. It's easy to get into the little stocks, but if you get into something expensive, at least there's some weight behind it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a quality business. It's a quality business, but it's overbought. So if you can take this is why it gets scalp traded. If you took the profit this morning and you bought back now, and you just made 8%, you just added more Tesla shares to yourself, for free, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
So if you keep doing that, or you just hold it and buy when it dips and never sell it, which is how I'm doing it, really, by the S&P, because the S&P is I've got a big chunk of Tesla. I own a bit of it myself, but through the S&P, same thing.
I'm the same. I'll just try and. I'll try and just hold, and then only buy it when crazy dips if I've got some funds on the side for it. But I very rarely sell. But there'll be a time when I sell.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Leston Wynn says will be 2 minutes after restart laptop. No worries. Northern Tree Guy, absolutely not. I'd love you to call in. I spoke to Northern Tree Guy this morning. One of my gold members. We have 20 gold members now that have one-on-one calls with me, and we have a good old chat. Look at Tesla. Oh, I love it. What a swing that was. About 8% swing now. Or 7.5%, 8%, something like that. Leston Wynn is calling in. Let me bring him in so we can have a nice good conversation now. Saab is into Tesla. How are you, mate?
Not so bad. How yourself?
I'm all right. You had to reset your laptop, didn't you?
Yeah, I need to get a camera badly for my PC.
How's the whiskey going?
Very well, very well.
Those who don't know is our listing win. He's a entrepreneur. He likes to buy and sell nice whiskies. So there you go, brilliant stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, so I know we like a good whiskey. I like a good Scotch. I have to be honest. Not so much when I was younger, but now I do. It's funny when I was younger, my dad used to drink a whiskey mac, which is whiskey and ginger, and I thought it's pretty horrible.
I love it.
Beauty, innit?
Whiskey and ginger, I love it.
I know. As I get older, I can appreciate how good that is. I love it now. But when I was younger, it was horrible. But now it's like, no. I've turned into my dad. I've turned into my dad for two reasons. Number one, I like Whiskey Mac. And number two, I sit on the toilet for about an hour at a time, just like my dad used to do when I was a kid. All the things that we used to think, why do our parents do these stupid things? Yeah, one day you'll find out. Oh, dear. So, anyway, I know, but just in case the audience don't know, we've got two guests calling in. We've got Saab. Where are you calling in from, Saab?
Sunny California.
Sunny California. And what about Leston Wynn? Where are you calling in from?
Calling in from Scotland.
Scotland. Yes, there it is. I'm just going to zoom him out a little bit. Let me just do that. Now I can make him a bit bigger. There you go, a bit bigger. No, in fact, no. If I zoom him in, like that, look, like that. Angle. You keep still.
Oh.
And now I do that, let's see. See, I can get you just where I need you like that, let's see. Clever that, isn't it? Right, bit more. There you go. Look at that, perfect. Right, good. We've still got a bit of time before the call begins, but we are getting, if anybody else wants to call in, please feel free to call in. Would love Northern Tree Guy to call in. One of my gold members, we had a one-on-one today, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. It was good to get to know you personally. Let me read some of these comments. Let's have a look. Matt Dillon, are you sure that the state of Georgia knows you are here? Who's that? Are you talking to? State of Georgia? I have no idea what that's all about. We are going into the days of the golden age. I'm going to be retiring this year. Let's go. All you have to do is own stocks. You don't have to work. Okay. I don't think it's quite as simple as that, but I'll take it. All you got to do is own a few stocks, and this year we're all going to be rich. Brilliant. Cedar Trees, what price would it take for Tesla to fall for you to sell or buy? There you go. That's a question for you, Saab. Cedar Trees, what price would it take for Tesla to fall for you to sell or buy more? Well, I wouldn't sell if it was going down. That would be crazy.
I've got a big margin of safety since I got into it relatively low. I'm pretty good. I think if it goes to like 200, I'm still good. So it's not bad for me. I've got a long-term perspective on the whole thing, and the reason I got into it was because of that long-term perspective. I think it's going to hit 600-700 by the end of the year. Yeah, absolutely. If FSD plays out this year, and what's to come is it's going to be crazy, because it's not just a car company. Let's face it.
No.
Everybody just compares it to a car company, and it's the best car company around, right? Already. Then FSD comes out, and then the robotics thing comes out, and just I don't bet against Elon Musk. I can't bring myself to betting against the guy. Even though he's causing so much uproar everywhere in the world, he's still the top guy. He knows exactly how to execute. So I think if it went to 250, I'd be buying more. I'd be buying more.
Yeah.
If it goes 300,
I seem to be coming through. Sorry, Saab, to interrupt you. I seem to be coming through on someone's YouTube. They've got me on YouTube. I'm coming through twice. If you're calling in, just mute YouTube. You can watch it. I appreciate you want to watch it, but just mute it while we're having the conversation, all right? Because it just comes through twice. Northern Tree Guy. How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We had a good chat today.
Trying to find my phone holder. I'm not trying to look weird out here. Sorry.
You doing what?
Trying to find my phone holder.
Oh, are you? That's all right.
Yeah.
Walk around your house, try to find it. I like that cup you got there, Saab. I like it. Have you seen yourself on the little video I played around yet?
I think I saw myself. I think I was a little bit down to the end of the video, but
You are.
I saw myself.
Yeah, you are down there. I didn't know if you'd seen it. Yeah, you are on there. Leston Wynn, have you seen yourself on the little video?
Yeah, indeed I did.
You on the little video? There you go. Good stuff. All right, let's have a look at Tesla. Where's it going? It's just bouncing around a little bit. Like we said, if you're not in the stock right now, don't be keen just to buy it straight away. You might want to wait until tomorrow. There will be a trimming off. But what I like about it, and I'm going to come back to Saab because he was just talking about, he sees it going up higher. What I like about it, something I can actually tangibly measure. Optimus, you can't measure. Who's going to have the robot? Are we all going to buy the robot? And we actually asked the question, would you all buy the robot if it put a sexy face on it and a sexy outfit? Would you then buy it as opposed to just this white robot walking around your house? More people would have bought it, they said on the show, if it looked like their favourite film actress or whatever.
There's no reason why you can't dress it up the way you want, right?
No. Can you imagine it? Oh, God. Yeah. Anyway, so what I like, and this is why I'm very excited about TPL, why I'm excited about Lambridge, the relationship with Elon, the relationship with Trump, the Permian Basin, and so on. You've seen tonight when I gave you the numbers, what's got the greatest growth right now is the power and the generation. And I'm just waiting for someone to say, Elon to say something like he's covered half the Permian Basin, which is Landbridge, TPL, wherever, in solar panels for data centers, for AI, for power, for this and that and the other. Trump's gone, yeah, do that, get on with that. I'll give you the whatever licenses you need. All of the drilling for all the oil, all of that's going to kick off. I think that's the money. Because you can measure that, you can believe that. Trump wants to go fully independent. Power America all by itself. We don't want to rely on Russian oil and all that kind of stuff, which I never knew why we did anyway. It seems a bit daft, but I can see that taking off. So I can see the power generation just going up and up and up.
Absolutely. I'm into another stock called Brookfield Corporation.
Yeah.
And they're huge. They own 51% of Westinghouse, which is make all the SMR reactors. The small modular reactors. Right. And if you look at Brookfield Corporation, they're just going up slowly but surely. They've been going up for years, and power is going to be a huge thing. We need more than double our power. So I think nuclear power is on the table. I think we everywhere else is doing it. We're just behind, so we just need to get back on the nuclear power thing.
Yeah,
and it's much safer than it was in the 70s and 80s. People just got scared off.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, so Brookfield Corporation, really good one to look at, Martin. I think it's I let Sensei showed Sensei the other day, and he says we've never looked at this stock before, and he was looking at it and he was like, yeah, it's a good stock, and I just thought that I'd introduce that for all the long-term investors because I think it's a long play. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. Nuclear is a good clean energy. Again, it's got that image. When we think about nuclear, we think of Chernobyl. We think of dirty, scary radiation. You get radiation in front of the TV. And I'm not saying on the same scale. I'm not trying to put it, water it down. But we get radiation from everything. We get radiation from our phones. We get radiation from everything. And nuclear is a really clean technology. The way it fuses the atoms and so on and so forth. It's not a dirty thing. You're not burning coal. You're not filling the atmosphere with smoke and pollution. It's very clean as long as you do it safely. And it's not safely because the underlying thing is bad. It's because there's so much power inside it. That's where it can explode, and you got to keep those reactors cool and everything else. It takes a lot of control, and we saw what happened with what was it called, the Fukushima in Japan, where they had the earthquake and the tsunami, and all of a sudden, I mean, I can't understand for the life of me why the Fukushima nuclear plant was right on the coast of Japan, which has earthquakes all the time. And it was low level. So the moment they have any kind of earthquake, boom, the sea comes in, floods the place, when we all know the rest. So that, that wasn't very good, was it? Anyway, but the actual technology itself is good. It just needs to be done properly. But yeah, I'm right with you. Power.
The technology's come way ahead since then. Look, it's like 50 years ago when they were doing these things, and technology is way better now. And smaller reactors are just easier to maintain, and it's just a lot easier. If you look all around the world, like in China and stuff, they're making like 30, 40 plants or something crazy like that. India's making them. They're all over the world. It's just we're way behind, and obviously we need to up our game, and we need the energy, so we need to get on it. So
if you had free energy, I've often thought this, if you had free energy, so let's say you did it today. Let's say budget wasn't an issue and you covered your roof with solar panels and you had all the Tesla batteries and everything else, so it run 24 hours a day, right? You had free electric all the time. You had enough to power everything and some, so it stored the batteries, so now you can use it overnight, right? Free electric all the time, 24/7. Would you change your living style? Because now it's free. You're not doing any harm on the environment. It's completely free. Everything's free off the sun, powering your house. Would you stop turning the lights off? Or would you have all your lights on in the house? Everything was, look, you had underneath the sink, underneath the cupboards, all that, under the shelves, everything's lit up, back of the telly on the wall. Yeah, you'd have little fountains going with little water fountains to give yourself a little Japanese feel. Would you have every single thing on in your house all the time, or would you keep turning it off?
No, I still keep turning everything off.
Would you? I wouldn't. I'd have it all set up like Disneyland. It'd be all lit up.
I'm just, when I was growing up, my dad would be like making sure that everything's turned off. Yeah, did you turn the lights off? Did you do that? Did you do that? So it's just ingrained in me now. When the kids leave all the lights on and stuff, I'm like, hey, shut the door, turn the light off.
Yeah, because it's good for because you're paying for it and it's bad on the environment. But if it was completely free, and I'm on about, I don't mean bright light all day long. At night time, it all fades to a nice candle light and ambience, and the temperature is just the way you want it. It's a perfect environment.
I have gotten worse, I do admit. Since I went solar about 8 years ago, the AC stays on all the time.
AC.
But that's just better too as well, because if you turn it off and then turn it on again, it's harder to power it back up.
Yeah, it's more efficient. No, you're right.
Yeah, so I just leave it on, and yeah, I mean, I don't worry so much about the lights being on, even though I'm one of those guys who don't like too many lights. I just like it to be dim. But yeah, I think I have gotten worse since I got solar. So it's wasting energy though. But I have.
Yeah, but it's not wasting it though if it's free. If you've generated it for free and it's just sitting there. It's not wasted energy, is it? We got a system in England, right? I've got solar panels on my house in England, and the way it works in England is slightly different in America. I generate power, I use it all, even though I'm not there. My house has still got stuff running to keep the air clean. I've got a dehumidifier, I've got Wi-Fi, I've got stuff on, to keep it all going. And I use all the power. There's no power left. I use it all. And what's really weird is the UK government pay me for what I produce, not what I send back. I send nothing back. I use it all. But they pay me for what I produce. So you might as well use it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, you may as
well. So I get paid and I use it all. So I win twice. Brilliant, isn't it?
Send a cable over to next door and give them some free energy.
Yeah, that's probably what actually happens, actually. They've probably been doing it for years. I'm not even aware of it, thinking, I'm sure I should be getting more than this. Just plug a cable in and just get free electric. Yeah, bloody right. Anyway, let's have a little look. Let's see what's coming in the comments. Meta released. Oh, hang on then. Hang on. Let me check my latest news. Let me refresh it. Let me see what I'm getting. Hang on. Let me have a look. Tesla falls after margin tightens Q4. Yeah, we covered that. Microsoft slips as Azure results fall short. NASDAQ. I don't see. Hang on. Where's Meta? Let me go back to it. See what they've done. Meta is just bouncing around, not doing anything yet. You said they've released. Let me see if I can find it. Don't see it there. Meta. Hang on. META. Meta. Here we go. Beats. Gap EPS of 8.02 beats by 126. Ouch. Revenue beat of 1.4 billion and EPS, earnings per share, of 8.2 beats by 126. That's a huge beat. That's a huge
nice
beat. Wow, look at that. Huge beat. Meta EPS 8.2 beats by 126. Yep. That's a massive beat. Bloody hell. And that's really strange because their stock price is just sort of going nowhere. Has anyone noticed yet? That's just come out like a few seconds ago. Just going sideways. I would have expected something. Oh, here we go. Is it going to go? Should move in a minute. I mean, that's a heck of a beat. Wow. Are we going to do are we going to do a Netflix and become $1,000 stock? Oh, look at that. It's hardly moving at the moment. Hang on. Come on. Is it going to suddenly go? That's a heck of a beat on revenue and earnings per share. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's a good night. So that means the markets are going to start. Yeah, here we go. Starting to come up now. I wouldn't be surprised if we're green tonight with all this. This is good. Yeah, won't be long. And let me come back to our party screen. Oh, there goes Meta. Look at that. Look at that. We were actually on that before it moved. We could have all bought that, Saab. Look, we missed out on that. Look, mate. We missed out on that. Look at that. We reported on it when it's a really good beat. No one was paying any attention. Look at that. Look, Saab. You see that, Saab? We're more on it than Wall Street. Wall Street is sitting around eating sandwiches, not even aware of it. And we're sitting here bringing the news before anyone's even paying attention. I love it. Yeah, why did nobody react to that? You say what you like. You know I'm always joking, but the news was out and it wasn't moving, right? So you technically, we could have bought that. Hello, mate. Here he is. You never guess who's calling in. It's our. How are you, mate?
Oh, very good.
Midnight. What do I call you? I forgot the name now.
Oh, Midnight Bob.
Midnight Bob. That's it. Midnight Bob. If anyone's not seen The Boat That Rocked, you will know what I mean. The Boat That Rocked. Or as it's called in America, what was it? Pirate Radio.
Yeah.
Why do they change the name?
I got to get The Boat That Rocked because Pirate Radio apparently had 20 minutes cut out of it.
Oh. Why on earth do you change the name of the film? That don't even make any sense to me. That don't. But did you like it when you watched it? Did you see what I meant about you being Midnight Bob?
Yeah, I'd seen it before, and my friend that lives with me, that's her favorite movie. She'll watch it every time it comes on.
Yeah, Midnight Bob is the coolest bloke ever. He doesn't say anything. He just wanders around the ship like that, playing Bob Dylan and stuff just like our Brian Bynum. Absolutely brilliant. Everybody wants to be Midnight Bob. Well, I think everybody wants to be that other guy. You know the young guy who gets all the women. Everybody wants to be him, really, but everyone thinks Midnight Bob is cooler. He just doesn't get the women as much. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We should have all bought this when I brought you the... Who bought this when I brought you the news? I brought you the news. I did. You know when Tom Hanks is on the beach and he goes, I make fire. I make fire. That was that moment right there. But you see, straight away, it goes straight back down again. So now you could have scalped it. Look, see, look at that, look. See? If you'd listened to Uncle Martyn, look, you could have all made yourself some money, got out, got back in again. Perfect, see? Easy as that, isn't it? It's free money here, isn't it? Brilliant. How long have we got? Midnight Bob, what do you think about Tesla? You like it? Are you investing in it?
Yeah, I'm investing in it. I've got a Tesla vehicle. I have Tesla Solar. They're a great company. They have great service. They just replaced the low voltage battery in my Tesla for free. They replaced. Unfortunately, I didn't get my folks and my brother got the Tesla inverter, but I got the solar edge inverter, and that thing goes down about once every year and a half. But they replace it for free. When they went to my brother lives right across the street from me. When they went to install the solar panels on his house, the installers noticed that they had missed the corner caps on my solar panels that I had installed way earlier, and they went right over to my house and put them right on. And I guess that's to help. The Tesla solar panels have a very low profile to your roof, so the birds don't get under it and whatnot.
Right.
And I guess they missed the corner caps, and they just went over and put them on for free. And very good people.
Brilliant. That's good. I'm loving it.
And the full self-driving is just awesome. I just
you got that, have you?
Yeah. I got it for $7,500 back in 2020, and I don't know what it is, $15,000
Very
now.
posh you are, mate. Full self-drive Tesla, solar-powered roof on you. Have you got the battery as well?
No. My brother has 3, and I have 0.
Okay.
I wasn't.
I'm glad there's something you haven't got. That's good. I tell you what you haven't got. You ain't got one of these, have you?
No.
No one's got one of these. Anyone? If in case you don't know what this is, very, very rare, solid gold Robin Hood gold card. And when I say solid gold, I mean solid gold with the purity of 10 carat. Before anyone goes, 10 carat's not real gold. Yes, it is. 10 carat gold is real gold. It's the purity, but it is 100% solid gold. There you go. See the little number on the side of it? Yeah. Bing, bing, bing. I went out last night with my mate George, and we went to Burger King. I showed him it, and I went, "Do you want me to buy a burger with a solid gold credit card?" And we said, "Don't do it because the woman might run off with it." But
they have to make it. They have to make it 10 carat, or else it would
bend.
Be unusable. Yeah,
it'd bend. But I've already spoke to Robin Hood. They can blank the chip, so the chip doesn't do anything. And I've already had 3 offers, silent auction offers of people that want to buy it off me, because obviously it's got the value of the gold, so it's worth a couple of grand just in gold. And it's the ultimate souvenir of the show, a solid gold credit card. What more can an investor, a fan of the show want? The real Robin Hood solid gold credit card. So there you go. So I'm going to sell it and then buy the S&P 500. I've got no use for a gold card, have I? What an idiot. What am I going to do with that? I'm putting everybody off now. People are going, don't say that. Don't say that. They might want to buy it. Yeah. I just don't, I've got no use for it. I can't walk around using it. It's just in the box. Anyway, what's the time? How long we got? Tesla. How long we got left? 35 minutes. Well, what are we going to talk about for 35 minutes? I've talked for 4 years non-stop, and now I've run out of things to say. I knew the day would come.
I'll tell you a story, Martyn. When I got into Tesla, I'd put a deposit down for the Cybertruck.
Right. Oh, carry on. Where's he gone? What happened there?
When I got the call said you can buy the truck now, then I was like, you know what? Instead of buying the truck, let me just buy the shares. So that's what I did. And that's when I got into Tesla. Yeah. So that would have gone down in value, but my shares went up. Yeah.
Good for you. What do you think of the Cybertruck? I see them all over the place now, everywhere in Texas. Do you like them?
They're great. I think they look a bit goofy, but I think they're great marketing machines.
Exactly. Every time I see one, I say to Leah, look at that. It stands out a mile. It's like we've been invaded by aliens. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows it's a Tesla. That was the point, right? If we made an F-150 like a Lightning, what's the point? No one would care. It wouldn't be sexy, would it? It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be. And there's no point to it. Well, there'd be a point to it, but I think the Cybertruck is a statement. It's look at me. We can do something completely ridiculous. I got to be honest though. If I bought one, you'd have to wrap it, because that stainless steel with fingerprints, that would just do my head in.
Absolutely. The reason I was going to buy it was for my business, so it was just going to be so that people would look at it straight away. Bam! It's a marketing machine. It's fantastic. It's a great marketing machine for Tesla. Like, I mean, how many adverts do you see from Tesla? You don't see them. You just see the technology.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going up now. We're going up now. I want to turn green in a minute. I think we will. Tesla has beaten well tonight, and Meta has beaten well. So I beg you. What am I saying? Tesla has missed. Meta has beaten well. Microsoft has beaten well, and we're all good. Nvidia's bouncing back. Oh, as I've got you all here, what about how do you feel about Nvidia then? With all that sell-off, the China deal, what do you reckon about that, Brian?
Overreaction. They sell the chips everybody needs. It's not a problem for them.
No, exactly. It's for me. It's a Betamax VHS moment. It's when the industry becomes affordable. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I think Nvidia was spot on. They made a compliment. They complimented DeepSeek, and they said congratulations. But they're still going to need our chips. They're still going to need whatever. But it now makes them more competitive. More people are going to want to use AI because it's now more affordable. I think it's a VHS moment now. Definitely.
Yeah, it's technology improving. China, of course, graduates more engineers than we graduate, so I'm sure they might have a technological improvement that beats us once in a while.
Yeah,
but I'm sure we'll catch up.
Yeah, but remember, everything's made in China anyway. You got to remember that. Yeah. When people go, "Oh, you got to buy American," you can't buy an American anything that's electronic, can you? None of it. So you got to be friendly. You got to be friendly with the Chinese. They do make every one of everything in this studio is made in China. I wish it was made in America, but it ain't. Every technical gadget is made in China. So we have to be friendly with the Chinese, really. So you have to remember that. Now you've been to the the Virgin Galactic factory, as we all know. You've called in live on the show. So what do you think then? I've re-entered today the world of Virgin Galactic, and I made a video right there and said, I'm now going to make 50 videos a day for Virgin Galactic like I used to. We're going to trend number 1, and it's going to go up the moment the video comes out. There's the all-time low, the all-time bottom. Boom, going up all day. What do you reckon? Short squeeze or what? Over 30% short interest. All we need now is volume.
You're the expert on that. I thought it was a bit premature. The Delta's fuselage and control surfaces and feather surface is not even delivered to the Delta factory yet. It won't be till Q2.
No.
But we'll have a good, it might be great timing because of the earnings coming up.
Yeah. I want to be absolutely clear, though. Absolutely clear, in case anyone misunderstands me. Number 1, I don't own it. 2, I wouldn't buy it. 3, this is extremely risky, volatile, crazy stuff. Yeah. Unbelievable. This would not, and I'm not just saying this is not financial advice because I'm supposed to say that. I wouldn't buy it. It's an all-out gamble right now. Like I've always said, I'd rather buy it at $10, knowing it's going to 20, than buy it at $4.51. Remember, we're 20 times diluted right now. That's about 20 cents a share.
Yeah,
let's remember that.
I'm a little bit gambling risk averse. I, of course, played poker for a short time as a profession, and so the risk doesn't bother me. And I kept buying it all the way down. Yeah. And got my old money down to $3.80 a share, which is $60 a share now. So I haven't gotten out. I just kept buying every time it hit an all-time low.
The reason why I'm saying it could pop up, it's not because it's the greatest company in the world. It's a great product, but the management are awful. It's purely trading the momentum. We are at 30% short interest. We're coming up to earnings. Trump, Elon, everything's space, putting flags in Mars, all of that stuff, and I can just see this with volume. So I said, look, sod it, you watch this. I'm going to make 3 videos. I put them out within 10 minutes. All the stock went up. I said, you watch this. People are going to buy this now. I'm not trying to encourage everyone to buy and lose money, but I'm saying I do think that with some interest and some news on it, people will buy this and it will pop up 100%, not 100% pop up, but 100% gain on a short squeeze. We're at 30%. We only need volume, and that's it. You've got a short squeeze. You got 30%. You just need to double or triple the volume. And we've done that before on this show when it was all with the flights and all the other good news. You only need some story to come out. Me make tons of videos, go live all day, and before you know it, everyone's going, oh, hang on a minute, what's going on with this $4.51 stock? And because remember, the market cap is about half of what the cash is on the books. So, you know, it still doesn't make it a great business, but it makes it a good story. And people might go, I'm going to have a go at this, and you only want a bit of volume, and boom, short squeeze.
And you look like you're having a good time. I watched those videos. It looked like you're having a good time making those. I was happy to see.
I enjoy it.
Unlike you, I don't even think about Michael Glazier or the investor relations guy. I think about the engineers, the pilots, the aircraft mechanics. Yeah. They've done excellent. They haven't failed. They've done 6 flights in a row. Made every goal. They're just killing it.
I remember when I had one of the pilots reach out to me on X, because I talk to a lot of people at Virgin Galactic, as I do, and this one guy, he wanted to talk to me on air. Unlike Eric Kearney, who I had 5 interviews with, but he never let me record it. I told you all about it. And, oh, no, I can't go on, you can't record it. Well, this guy reached out to me. He messaged me. I never messaged him. He messaged me. He was a pilot, a test pilot, and he wanted to talk about it. And when I told Eric Kearney about it on my next interview with him about a week later, all of a sudden, the test pilot had blocked me. And I mentioned it to him. I said, so any comment on that? And he said, oh, no, it's nothing to do with us. Anyone can talk to you. I said, the moment I mentioned it to you, next day, he blocked me. And we were having backwards and forwards conversations. No, I don't believe a word, Eric. I'm sorry. You didn't want him speaking to me. Just the same way as when I did the interview twice, recorded it, ready to go out on air on the Bloomberg TV thing. I did an interview with Bloomberg about Virgin Galactic, being critical. They contacted me again. I didn't contact them. I never do. They contacted me, interviewed me about it. I said what I told them all about on my interviews with Eric. I said, I can't give you any specifics, but I can tell you a flavor, because Eric said, you can say this and you can say that, but he wouldn't let me record it. And they then went back to Virgin Galactic for a response. Virgin Galactic delayed responding, so it would get past the earnings when it would have made most impact. And then just before my interview was going to come out, because of the delays, and it was just getting watered down because of the delay, I told Bloomberg to pull it, because they told me when I first did the interview, I can always retract it, and I retracted it. And they said, oh, this is really good publicity, you're going to get loads of views. I said, I don't care about views or subscribers, I can earn that anyway. Oh, yeah, but I said, no, I'm not going to be messed around, because Virgin Galactic are dictating when they're going to reply to us. And so, no, I pulled it. I've got nothing but contempt and disgust for the way they manage things. I always remember Eric Kearney saying to me in one of the interviews, it was the first interview I did with him, and he said to me about he used to work at GameStop. When it's short, he was the marketing manager at GameStop, and he went, oh, you do realise the influence that you have as a YouTuber. Oh, he was referring to Roaring Kitty, and I went, what? We're having a conversation about that, pump and dumping the stock. It's not what I'm a passionate investor at the time of Virgin Galactic. I said, this isn't the approach. This shouldn't be, you shouldn't be having this conversation with me, how we can do that. I said, you should be encouraging me to get people to invest, not to, play short squeezes and stuff like that. I said, this is rubbish. So now I've got nothing but, disrespect for them. Like you say, love the engineers, love what they've built, and love the product. But I just think they're having a jolly boys' day out in the desert, paying themselves millions of dollars, having a good old time. What's he got there? Is that a? Oh my God! I thought that was a cow. It's a giant dog. Yeah. I thought it was a cow. It is a giant dog. Yeah, because it's bigger than you. Bloody hell, mate.
Oh, definitely is.
You do realise, as that dog is licking your face, 5 minutes ago, he was licking his doodahs. You do realise that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Just saying how it is, mate. Just saying how it is.
I like to live in ignorance and bliss that Michael Coglazier
don't think of stuff like that.
They're not throwing parties. They're just killing it. The only reason the stock price is down, they're just not interested in introducing celebrity into it and getting the high profile stuff going. They just want to prove their concept. So I live in bliss, and then I hear things from Martin Lucas, and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe they are being a little bit irresponsible. And then you took action on it, and that was great. Yeah. And then when a big cane Corso comes and licks me on the face, you took action on it. You showed me the truth.
I just tell you how it is. I've seen dogs when they're out, walking, actually eat stuff off the ground from other dogs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want a dog kissing my face.
Well, he's kind of hard to deny. He's bigger than me, like you said.
No, I would have no problem denying it at all. I'd be just running down the road. Hey, let's get back onto focus. We've got 23 minutes to go. We've got Tesla's about to talk to us. Elon Musk said on many of his calls, when things are all great and there's no issues, I don't need to be on the call. All right, let's see if he'll be on the call tonight. We've got 20 minutes to go before the call. We know we obviously know the result, but it's about the flavor. Is Elon Musk going to mention anything about Optimus? Anybody think that's going to come up tonight? Nobody.
I don't think he needs to now. Looking at what just happened, I think he's fine. He'll probably just hold it for another time.
Would be good though, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be good to say wouldn't it be good if he said we've got Optimus in the shops already in a box, ready to come out next month? You can buy one. Would you buy one, Saab? 35 grand?
I'd buy one for 20.
Would you? Would you really buy one for 20 grand?
I'll buy one for 20. You can help me look after my old mother dear.
So what would you want it to do? For 20 grand, what would it need to do that you would buy it for 20 grand?
It could just help with the washing. It could help with the dishes. It could make me food. It could help with my mom. If my, I don't like my mom to be on her own, and she's 89 years old. So if I have to, when I leave the house, when I go and take care of other stuff, there's always somebody there,
Would it
or
be,
something there.
Would it be okay with the way it comes, or do you want it all dressed up like Jennifer Aniston?
I'd be fine just the way it comes at first, and then maybe later on, we might dress it up a little bit.
Here he is. We got Mr. Virgin Galactic on the phone. We got Zaxate calling in. Let me put him up here on spot number 5. Zaxate, I'm back making Virgin Galactic videos, and the stock has been going up ever since I did it. What do you think of that?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Yes, absolutely. 30% short interest. Volumes increased today. Bloody right, mate. I'm right on it. 5 videos, 10 videos a day, like we used to be. Remember those days? So I'm on it already. 3 already. Let me have a look at the volume.
Good old days. Good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. Let me have a look at it. The volume now is average volume. Average volume is 263. Volume is 2 million today. So we're just a bit below the average volume, but it's gone in the right direction. We were at an all-time low today of $4.40. We're now $4.52. Been going up ever since the videos come out. Yeah.
Correct.
I'm on it for you.
The market cap is very important.
Very important in this case because the cash they hold, right? And the asset, the rockets and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So even if we...
So it's a breaking point that I think it's a breaking point for the cost, because if I'm looking at one aircraft of them, one of the Delta or even Eve, they were spot on that amount of price. So even if they sell everything right now, they still have more than $128 million in their pocket.
Correct. I'm just letting everybody know we're waiting for the Tesla earnings to begin. We've got 19 minutes to go. No, correct. But what did you think about Saab? It wasn't Saab. Was it Saab or Brian said? One of you said something about they haven't got. Yeah. It was you, Brian, wasn't it? They haven't had deliveries yet. Something to do with Boeing, wasn't it?
Yeah, Boeing was
yes,
the mothership, which the lawsuit is resolved with the mothership, and they're looking to build another one, and they're as far as the first two deltas, I don't know if they're going to do 2 or 4. I thought there would be another dilution if they were going to do 4 deltas, but as far as I remember and know right now, it was 2 deltas, getting the fuselage, the feathering system, and the control surfaces delivered second quarter of 2025. So that'll be, they won't even begin assembling. But since they're doing the Ironbird and Copperbird testing, it shouldn't take long at all for them to get the deltas approved.
Cool. Look at it rising. Look at it rising. Ever since we came out this morning, that was the moment the video came out. It was 10 o'clock. Boom, 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 boom. Up. I'm loving it. I'd love nothing more. I tell you what, Zach, just for you, mate. Just for you. I'm going to get tomorrow another 2 or 3 videos. It's going to be, we got 30% short interest. All right. All we need is some volume. I'm going to be on it every day, mate. People are going to go, oh, my God, I'm sick of it. All he ever did was Virgin Galactic, and now he's doing it again. I'm going to do it just to annoy everybody.
I cannot blame you. It's an exciting company. What Brian said is it's very important to know that if the factory in Phoenix get the parts and they do build, that's where Brian came and show us the factory. Yeah. When I look at the Virgin Galactic at the Spaceport America, you're right, Brian. They're working on 2 deltas to double the pleasure, double the fun. The other 4, they're looking toward Europe and Italy to start another spaceport. But as you look at the mothership, they mention about 2028 to get a brand new mothership to carry those to the 45,000 feet. So there is expenses to get a better profit in the future. But no news, no change, nothing happened, absolutely nothing happened since the last earning call, nothing. But if they're really building the Delta and they supply the parts, and they did shows on videos that they're working on that, on the 2 Deltas.
I heard a little bit about the engine improvement. Do you think that is to kind of equal Blue Origin in passing the Kármán line and not just the 50 kilometers that the United States recognizes, or 50 miles?
The biggest question, if you are in space or not, goes, for my opinion, in the zero gravity.
Gravity, and this curvature of the Earth.
And you can look back and see the Earth, absolutely.
And the blackness.
Yeah,
of the
but
sky,
you know,
that blackness.
Brian, I gotta tell you,
that's space to average person, isn't it?
Yeah.
No one cares exactly the height. I mean, it's. Can you see the Earth? Is it dark? Are you floating around? That's space, isn't it? For the average person, let's be honest.
Yeah, but thousands and thousands of people flying right now, and they can put their face right at the window and look and see also that line of space and the Earth. They can see the weather changes, and you know, it's even move. When I flew back from Europe, I had my face right out there to see almost at 40,000 feet. You get to see almost the same in a regular flight. So the zero gravity to the space is the different.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. The overselling of NVIDIA. Up she goes. Look at this. Nearly 2.6%. Gaining 2.6% now. Gaining some momentum. I'm really, really happy about this because I was saying that this is a watershed moment. NVIDIA got a little bit of a wake-up call, but it wasn't a bad thing. They straight away, Jensen Huang came out and congratulated DeepSeek for what they did. To me, it's a VHS moment. It's not a bad thing. It provides more competition. More people can now afford it. You'll find AI showing up in other things. I think this was a good day. It's not. I remember someone when I reported the news, someone was saying that's it. NVIDIA's finished. No, it's not finished at all. It's not finished at all. It took a little bit of slap in the face. Oversold. The market's always overbuy, always oversell, and now it's coming back. We've got a good year ahead of us, folks. I think we got a good year. You wait until we get the confirmation of the next rate cut. Today we could have had a rate cut, but it would have been too soon. It would have been no good. Once we get the next one saying, yep, inflation is now moving again in the right direction, which it still is, by the way, but it starts to gain momentum, and we get another rate cut, I'm very excited. I am really excited. Again, as an investor, it's not about today. It's about tomorrow. It's about next year. It's a year after. And investors know that we're good. We want to be in. We want to stay in. That's why I'm all in with my margin. But there's no need to chase the market either. Waiting for bigger dips now to add any more. But I've got enough anyway. But this is great. I'm very excited. We've got 13 minutes to go before Tesla. If you've just tuned in, you can be live on the show. You can call in. We're having a live phone in, and we've done the figures. I've already given you all the information. The biggest increase is the power, the solar, and the generation. We know about that. What are we going to hear tonight from Elon? Are we going to hear anything about Optimus? Apparently, Saab, he's ready to buy one. He would prefer it dressed up as a woman, but he'd be okay to buy it without it dressed up as a woman for now. They'll sell more. They'll sell more if they're dressed up as a woman. I'm sure of it. Leah said, you're not having one. Definitely you're not having one of them, she said. I think she's okay if it's just like a robot. But if I go, well, I want it to look like somebody I like off the telly, there's no way. You're not having that. Brilliant. Anyway, 12 minutes to go. It's a good night. We're enjoying it. We've got some another exciting stuff to share with everybody. Wow. Tonight, 3,300 of you. That's my highest number, I think, for a Tesla earnings. That's really good. And we've got 38,000 views and 61,765 subscribers. I was looking at my thing this morning, and it says end of May, June, 100,000. It's getting, as we get closer, the date isn't staying the same, it's moving forward as well. So we are increasing our rate of growth. So by about June time, we'll be at 100,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. That'll be a big day. Anyway, Northern Tree Guy, I've got you muted, I think. Have I got you muted?
No, I had myself muted because I was making light conversation with my wife here.
Oh, you're making conversation. But for those who don't know, me and Northern Tree Guy, we had a chat today because he's a gold member. One of, I think, 15, 20 gold members now. I can't believe it. Got 6. What's the thumbs up for, Brian?
Gold. Thank you for contributing to the show.
Yeah, thank you. So we have.
I'll definitely say I feel like I get more value than what it's worth. I'll definitely say that. So. It
was really nice. He called me up and he went, I'm really excited to talk to you. We had a private chat. It was great. I met his son came on, and we had a little chat, and it's all good. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, brilliant. I enjoy those calls. Yeah, very good. It's good to get to know people personally behind the live shows. Right, how long have we got before the earnings call?
I wish I knew more about Tesla and a lot of the bigger name brands that we talk about, but the only stuff that I really know much about is like more industry stuff, like Caterpillar, Peterbilt, stuff like that. So,
well, what do you know about Tesla? What do you know about Tesla?
So I know it's an electric car. I know that they've coming up with the robots or some sort of other type of doll, as you were referring them as. No,
hang on. They're not coming up with a doll, right? Tesla do not make sex dolls, all right? I just want to be absolutely clear, right? That's not what they do, right?
That actually could be a market, just saying, like,
yeah, I'm sure it could, right? But that's not what they do, all right? I don't want anyone being confused here, right? Tesla do not make sex dolls. Tesla is an AI company. It's a tech company, right? It's not a car company.
Correct.
Their car, their self-drive car, and the way it's going to work, and more so in the future with self-drive and everything else. Elon Musk wants your car to be like your mobile office. It drives itself, but more importantly, you can then let it out onto the fleet of robotaxis, so you can have your car driving around when you're sleeping, when you're at work, and you don't need the car. Your car will just keep driving around earning money. Right. However, some people get carried away thinking if they buy a Tesla today, they can turn on the robotaxi tomorrow. Well, they can't yet, and because of
start a business. Start a business.
Yeah, well, that's basically it. What people will have, but it's not there yet. It's a few years away. But more than that, it's the solar, it's the power generation, it's Dojo, it's a competition to open source AI. You've got many other
up here in Alaska. The internet and the solar is really big up here in Alaska because of the struggles over the cloud cover and everything else like that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because people talk about cloud cover doesn't work with solar. It does. It's ambient light now. It used to be direct light, and I know because I've got solar, and we're always cloudy. It's always raining, and it still works. So it's ambient light now. Now with the optimizers and all those independent things and so on and so forth. But
I think they're going to ditch solar. I think they're going to focus on battery generation and the robot. I don't think they're going to be into solar anymore, which really disappoints me, because I thought that was going to be the biggest.
You don't think Tesla going to be in solar?
No, just the battery generation and the robots.
I think they're going to cover half the Permian Basin with solar panels.
Okay.
I've heard. Yeah. Elon Musk has said that he can power the whole of the United States, right, with solar, given the authority. He's got the money, he's got the resources, and so on and so forth. He just needs the go ahead, and I think he's got the go ahead from Elon. I think you're going to see. It's why I like TPL. It's why I like Lambridge. With all those data centers, with the desire to be independently powered, I wouldn't be surprised if you woke up tomorrow morning and Elon Musk has put 1 billion flipping solar panels all over the desert, and he's powering stuff.
I might disagree with you there. I think it might just be batteries and.
Yeah, but where the batteries come from? How do you power the batteries?
Yeah, I would be happy if I'm wrong, because I thought solar would be one of the biggest parts of his business, even bigger than the cars.
Yeah, but hang on. You're talking about solar on the roofs. I'm not. I'm talking about solar in the desert, powering the batteries, the generation.
Oh, industrial solar, not residential?
Yes, industrial solar. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so he's just backing away from residential.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah. That to me is the money. The money is cover the desert in solar panels. If you go to England or Europe or Germany, they're everywhere. You down the road from my house in England, all the fields, all the farmers have just put solar panels all over their fields. And they still have sheep underneath the panels. They walk around, all these little sheep in the dark, under but they have all the panels working, yeah. And it all goes into the grid. And you think of all the sunlight we've got in the desert in Texas all day long, bloody crazy. Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of open spaces just to put. You don't need them on the roofs, because if you put them out in the desert where there's nothing, they can power everything. Elon said he's got enough money, enough resources to power the whole of the United States, and he did like a little square on the map, and it was like one big city somewhere in America, and that was it. It's all he needed, and he could power the whole of America. I think him and his best mate Donald Trump will like that. So anyway, and that goes into his batteries, that goes into the factories, and then now you've got an independent America running on solar. That's where the money is. That's where Tesla will make some money. Anyway, see if I'm right. I'm always right, aren't I? I get it right. I'm bound to be right on this. Get it right every time. Bound to get it right.
You definitely have a magic globe somewhere. You always get it right.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm always talking to Elon. I keep telling people I talk online to stuff on my Instagram and X. Me and Elon, we're like that. Every 5 minutes. Elon, what's going on? I want to tell Brian Bynum about solar. Martin, tell him I'm buying the whole of the Permian Basin. Right. We got 5 minutes to go.
I think they also have much more to complete if it's like solar train, something that can make America much, much faster. Every matter of transportation where the SAMI comes in and make the trucks into the transportation.
I think the trains, you're right, you're going up the right path, but I think the trains, the most efficient way for doing the trains is hydrogen. Batteries for the factories, because you've got all the roofs, you've got all the panels everywhere, out in the fields, plugging it all in. But I think the trains is hydrogen. That's where plug come in.
We got the boats, all the solar boats that's running on electric today.
Yeah. With the big sail things on the top. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I'm surprised
the trains. I mean, unless all the trains had solar roofs, I don't know. Would that be enough? I don't know.
I'm surprised the truck. I'm surprised the truck and the semi came out as electric. I thought they would be hydrogen.
Well, a lot of those are, aren't they, with Nikola?
Yeah, I didn't think they'd ever try to make an electric semi truck, but they did.
No, true. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We shall see. 3 minutes to go. Here is the Tesla earnings, folks. We're about to enjoy Elon Musk tell us all about it. And as we look at the stocks, we see everything starting to just bounce around on the zero line. The S&P is coming back up again. I'm loving it. Meta. Oh, look at that. What a result for Meta tonight. I tell you what. Sometimes I get so tempted with these. We brought you the news literally there. It hadn't moved. It had a massive beat, and I went, that's going to go up. And there you go. Oh, that was easy money there, wasn't it? That was easy money there. Anyway, excited. Meta's booming right now. The S&P is going up. Tesla, yeah. It's an exciting night. The moment it starts, I will cut from you guys and go straight to it. So give me your final thoughts before I cut you off and let you loose. Let's go to Zach's 8. Final thoughts, mate.
Okay.
2 minutes.
My final thoughts, every company that you're thinking of investing or buying, go back 120, 180 days, look at the chart, see if it's a positive, if it goes up, or if it goes down. Of course, Virgin Galactic goes down for the last 4 years, so that's not the best example. But once you find the movement and the market predict a half a year ahead, you can see 150 average or 180 average, you know where the company is going. So you don't need to be years and years in the market. You just need to follow your pattern, the companies, and it can be any company that you hear. What I do like as final words is to see. I want to see the cars in the road. I want to see the aircraft in the air. I want to see the product in the store, so I can touch and feel, and I know there is a profit from an existing product. About 20 years ago, I started investing in a penny stock company that once I drove to the address of the company, the factory, there was nothing, just a lonely, lost house in the middle of nowhere, and I knew it's a fraud. So check exactly what you're investing, and good luck to all.
Right, everybody else, you got 5 seconds because Zach's 8 stole all the time.
Okay, so I think we'll probably be talking about new affordable models this year. We'll probably be talking about the loss of the 7,500 tax credit and what benefit it's going to have for Tesla. And also we'll be talking about storage and the significant year-over-year increase.
Yeah, Brian?
Tesla.
Like it.
Bring on the robots. I'm going to get a robot and teach it game theory, optimal poker, and let it do the work that I used to.
I'd get a robot when Leah lets me. Leston Wynn, final thoughts.
Well, there's some positive news with robots and solar panels. I think that's the way forward for them. Definitely.
Would you get a robot, Leston? Would you get one?
No, definitely no. Be more for the parents.
No, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
Who was it who said they'd get a robot? Oh, Vaz. Vaz would get a robot if it looked like a fat Elton John. I kid you not. That's what he said. He said that. Amazing. Northern Tree Guy, final thoughts.
Don't have really too much. If you're going to get investing, it's exciting. Enjoy it.
It's exciting, mate. You're damn right. Okay, guys, thanks for calling in. We're going to go over to the Tesla earnings. Rock and roll. Here we go. Let's make some money. All right. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for calling in. You can hang up now. There you go. Lovely. Great conversation. Great guests. I'm loving it. Let's get ready. Here we go. The Tesla earnings. They're playing music. I'm going to mute it. We don't want any music coming out. I don't want to get any copyright. Oh, dear. Imagine that. Okay, they're playing music. We're going to have the earnings in a minute. Stand by. In fact, I'm going to mute it. Just turn it down so I can play it. Right. If everyone could tap the like button. We are seconds away from the Tesla earnings. Tap the like button. Subscribe and ring the bell. Are we going to get a big night for Tesla? We know what the numbers are, but what are they going to say? How is the market going to react? We got a good audience tonight. We're coming up to nearly 4,000, 3,749. And let's have a little look here. Subscribers, 61,767. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay, here we go. Tesla earnings, seconds away. Stand by, everybody. The markets are all about to turn green. The studio has been red all day. I want to turn the studio green. Oh, yes, I can't wait. I do like the red because it means I go to work, but I've been working since 6 o'clock this morning. I'm sick of it. Come on, let's have some green. Okay, here we go. Tesla, talk to me. They're playing audio. Stand by. Tesla earnings, seconds away. You are in the right place. Audio only. No images. Just Elon doing Elon. All right. Stand by. Seconds to go. What a day. The overall market just about to turn green. The S&P just about to turn green. S&P Global going down. Virgin Galactic just selling off at the moment, but still up after hours. Palantir down, but coming up. Gold going up. Amazon virtually flat today. Apple virtually flat. Nextera Energy up today after hours as well. Enphase, good price for Enphase Energy. Coca-Cola up today. It's good. J&J going to $200, 152 now. Up today, 0.5% in the main session, 0.5% after hours. Very nice indeed. Chevron down. Tesla, it's flat at the moment. We're watching it closely. Elon's about to speak. We're waiting for the call to begin. I'm listening to the music. Any moment now. It's on mute, so you can't hear it. All I'm listening to is music. Stand by. They're playing some funky music. It's funky music in the house. Oh, yeah, I'm all about funky music. Right. Up 0.6. Google, Microsoft going down. Nice beat tonight from Microsoft, wasn't it? I forget now. Was it Microsoft beat tonight? Can't remember now. Was it beat or miss? I think it was a beat. I can't remember. Yes, it was a beat. A big beat. Yes. 323 expected 310. Big beat for Microsoft, but it is price of perfection. Meta tonight is up 4.56. We're waiting for Tesla to begin any second now. Stand by. Meta huge tonight. Estimated 676. They did $8.02. I mean, that was a huge beat. One of their best beats tonight. Meta off the charts tonight. Up today, 4.5% after hours. A great result. Nvidia, that's been making its way back. Meta is their customer. They'll like that. We're about to turn green. We're waiting for Elon Musk to speak. I've got it on. I've got this playing in the background. Stand by. I'm going to refresh the screen. I always double check in case there's an issue. No, they're still playing music. Stand by. We're nearly green on the day now. Nvidia coming up. Walmart up. Tilray Brands worth absolutely nothing. 105 now. Earlier on the day, it was as low as 103. I said it would go to $1 and then it could delist. And we are pretty much on there now. Mike, I bet you're happy you sold and got out of Tilray, right? Robinhood up today. 51.50. They like today. Here we go.
For our Q&A webcast. My name is Travis Axelrod, the head of investor relations here at Tesla, and I am joined today by Elon Musk and Vaibhav Taneja and a number of other executives. Our Q4 results were announced at about 3 p.m. Central Time in the update deck we published at the same link as this webcast. During this call, we will discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events or results could differ materially due to a number of risks and uncertainties, including those mentioned in our most recent filings with the SEC. During the question and answer portion of today's call, please limit yourself to one question and one follow-up. Please use the raise hand button to join the question queue. Before we jump into Q&A, Elon has some opening remarks. Elon?
Thank you. So in summary, in Q4, we set a record and delivered vehicles at an annualized rate of nearly 2 million a year. So congratulations to the Tesla team on excellent work achieving record production and deliveries. Model Y was the best-selling vehicle of any kind for 2024. That's worth noting. Not just the best electric vehicle, the best vehicle of any kind on Earth. Number one was Model Y. We're staying focused on maximizing volumes and obviously doubling down, or I don't know what. Really, I was going to say doubling down on autonomy, but really it's like autonomy is like 10xing things, frankly. Doubling is not even enough. We made many critical investments in 2024 in manufacturing AI and robotics that will bear immense fruit in the future. Immense. Like it's, in fact, to such a scale that it is difficult to comprehend. And I've said this before, and I'll stand by it. I see a path. I'm not saying it's an easy path, but I see a path to Tesla being the most valuable company in the world, like maybe several times more than. I mean, there is a path where Tesla is worth more than the next top 5 companies combined. There's a path to that. I mean, I think it's like an incredibly, it's like a difficult path, but it is an achievable path. And that is overwhelmingly due to autonomous vehicles and autonomous humanoid robots. So our focus is actually building towards that. And that's what we're laying the ground. We laid the groundwork for that in 2024. We'll continue to lay the groundwork for that in 2025. In fact, more than lay the groundwork, actually, so we'll be building the structure. We're building the manufacturing lines, I'd like setting up for what I think will be an epic 2026 and a ridiculous 27 and 28. Ridiculously good. That is my prediction. As yet, very few people understand the value of full self-driving and our ability to monetize the fleet. Some of these things I've said for quite a long time, and I know people have said, well, Elon's the boy who cried wolf like several times, but I'm telling you, there's a damn wolf this time. And you can drive it. In fact, it can drive you. It's a self-driving wolf. For a lot of people, they're like their experience of Tesla autonomy is like, if it's even a year old, if it's even 2 years old, it's like meeting someone when they're like a toddler and thinking that they're going to be a toddler forever. But obviously they're not going to be a toddler forever. They grow up. but if their last experience was like, oh, FSD was a toddler, it's like, well, it's grown up now. Have you seen it? It's like walks and talks. That's really what we've got. And it's difficult for people to understand this because human intuition is linear, as opposed to what we're seeing is exponential progress. So that's why my number one recommendation for anyone who doubts is simply try it. Have you tried it? When's the last time you tried it? And the only people who are skeptical are those who have not tried it. So, a passenger car typically has only about 10 hours of utility per week out of 168. A very small percentage. Once that car is autonomous, my rough estimate is that it is in use for at least a third of the hours of the week. So call it 50, maybe 55 hours of the week. And it can be used for both cargo delivery and people delivery. So even, let's say, people are asleep, but you can deliver packages in the middle of the night or resupply restaurants or whatever the case may be, whatever people need at all hours of the day or night. That same asset, the thing that is these things that already exist with no incremental cost change, just a software update, now have 5 times or more the utility than they currently have. I think this will be the largest asset value increase in human history. Maybe there's something bigger, but I just don't know what it is. And so people who look in the rearview mirror are looking for past precedent, except I don't think there is one. So, but you know, but like the reality of autonomy is upon us. And I repeat my advice: try driving the car, or let it drive you. So now it works very well in the U.S., but of course it will over time work just as well everywhere else. Yeah. So we're working hard to grow our annual volumes. Our constraint this year, our current constraint, is battery packs this year, but we're working on addressing that constraint. And I think we will make progress on addressing that constraint. And then things are really going to go ballistic next year, and really ballistic in 27 and 28. So, yeah. So a bit more on full self-driving. Our Q4 vehicle safety report shows continued year-over-year improvement in safety for vehicles. So the safety numbers, if somebody has supervised full self-driving turned on or not, the safety differences are gigantic. And people have seen the immense improvement with version 13, and with incremental versions in version 13, and then version 14 is going to be yet another step beyond that is very significant. We launched the Cortex training cluster at Gigafactory Austin, which was a significant contributor to FSD advancement. And we continue to invest in training infrastructure at our Texas headquarters. So the training needs for Optimus humanoid robot are probably at least ultimately 10x what's needed for the car, at least to get to the full range of useful roles. You can say, like, how many different roles are there for a humanoid robot versus a car? A humanoid robot has probably 1,000 times more uses and more complex things than in a car. That doesn't mean the training scales by 1,000, but it's probably 10x. Now you can do this progressively, so it doesn't mean like Tesla's going to spend like $500 billion in training compute, because we will obviously train Optimus to do enough tasks to match the output of Optimus robots. But obviously the cost of training is dropping dramatically with time. So, but it is like it's one of those things where I think long-term Optimus will be.
Rapillo's Elite has become a member on Extra.
Optimus has the potential to be north of $10 trillion in revenue. Like it's really bananas. So then you can obviously afford a lot of training compute in that situation. In fact, even $500 billion of training compute in that situation would be quite a good deal. Yeah. The future is going to be incredibly different from the past, that's for sure. We live at this unbelievable inflection point in human history. So, yeah. So, the proof is in the pudding. So we're going to be launching unsupervised full self-driving as a paid service in Austin in June. So, I've talked with the team. We feel confident in being able to do an initial launch of unsupervised, no one in the car, full self-driving in Austin in June. We already have Teslas operating autonomously unsupervised full self-driving at our factory in Fremont, and we'll soon be doing that at our factory in Texas. So thousands of cars every day are driving with no one in them at our Fremont factory in California. They will soon be doing that in Austin and then elsewhere in the world, the rest of our factories, which is pretty cool. And the cars aren't just driving to exactly the same spot, because obviously it all wouldn't collide at the same spot. The cars are actually programmed with what lane they need to park into to be picked up for delivery. So they drive from the factory end of line to their destination parking spot, and to be picked up for delivery to customers. And they're doing this reliably every day, thousands of times a day. It's pretty cool. Like I said, the Teslas will be in the wild with no one in them in June in Austin. So what I'm saying is, this is not some far off mythical situation. It's literally, 5-6 months away, 5 months away, type of thing. And while we're putting our toe in the water gently at first, just to make sure everything's cool, our solution is a generalized AI solution. It does not require high precision maps of a locality. So we just want to be cautious. It's not that it doesn't work beyond Austin. In fact, it does. We just want to put a toe in the water, make sure everything's okay, then put a few more toes in the water, then put a foot in the water, with safety of the general public and those in the car as our top priority. With regard to Optimus, obviously I'm making these revenue predictions that sound absolutely insane. I realize that, but they are. I think they will prove to be accurate. Yeah. Now with Optimus, there's a lot of uncertainty on the exact timing, because it's not like a train arriving at the station for Optimus. We are designing the train and the station and in real time while also building the tracks. and so they're like, why didn't the train arrive exactly at 12:05? I'm like, we're literally designing the train and the tracks in the station in real time while, so you're like, how can we predict this thing with absolute precision? It's impossible. The normal internal plan calls for roughly 10,000 Optimus robots to be built this year. Will we succeed in building 10,000 exactly by the end of December this year? Probably not. But will we succeed in making several thousand? Yes, I think we will. Will those several thousand Optimus robots be doing useful things by the end of the year? Yes, I'm confident they will do useful things. The Optimus in use at the Tesla factories, production design 1, will inform what we change for production design 2, which we expect to launch next year. And our goal is to ramp Optimus production faster than maybe anything's ever been ramped. Meaning, like, aspirationally, an order of magnitude ramp per year. Now, if we aspire to an order of magnitude ramp per year, perhaps we only end up with a half order of magnitude per year. But that's the kind of growth that we're talking about. It doesn't take very many years before, we're making 100 million of these things a year. If you go up by, let's say, a factor, by 5x per year.
It's insane.
Insane. Not 50%, 500%. So, these are big growth numbers. But we do need to. This is an entirely new supply chain. It is entirely new technology. There's nothing off the shelf to use. We tried desperately with Optimus to use any existing motors, any actuators, sensors. Nothing worked for a humanoid robot at any price. We had to design everything from physics first principles to work for a humanoid robot, and with the most sophisticated hand that has ever been made before, by far. And Optimus will be able to play the piano, and be able to thread a needle. I mean, this is the level of precision no one has been able to achieve. And so it's really something special. Yeah. So, and my prediction long term is that Optimus will be overwhelmingly the value of the company. Regarding energy, back to Earth. Earth to Elon. Can you come back here for a minute? Okay, back to Earth. Energy storage is a big deal, and will become. It's already super important. Will become incredibly important in the future, and it is something that enables far greater energy output to the grid than is currently possible, because the grids are the vast majority of the grid has no energy storage capability, so they have to design the power plants for very high peaks, and assuming that there's no energy storage. Once you have grid energy storage and home-based energy storage, the actual total energy output per year of the grid is dramatically greater than people think. Maybe it's at least double. This will drive the demand of stationary battery packs, and especially the grid scale ones, to insane, basically as much demand as we could possibly make. We have our second factory, which is in Shanghai, that's starting operation, and we're building a third factory. So we're trying to ramp output of the stationary battery storage as quickly as possible. Now, there is a challenge here where we have to be careful that we're not robbing from one pocket to take to another pocket, because for a given gigawatt hours per year of cell output, we have to say, does it go into stationary applications or mobile applications? It can't go into both. So we have to make that trade-off. But overall, the demand for total gigawatt hours of batteries, whether mobile or stationary, that will grow in a very, very big way over time. So, in conclusion, 2025 really is a pivotal year for Tesla. And when people look back on 2025 and the launch of unsupervised full self-driving, true real-world AI that actually works, I think they may regard it as the biggest year in Tesla history, maybe even bigger than our first car, the Roadster, or the Model S, or the Model 3, or Model Y. In fact, I think it probably will be viewed 25 as maybe the most important year in Tesla's history. There is no company in the world that is as good at real-world AI as Tesla. I don't even know who's in second place. Like, you say, who's in second place for real-world AI? I would need a very big telescope to see them. That's how far behind they are. All right.
Great. Thank you very much, Elon. And Vaibhav has some opening remarks as well.
Yeah, I'll talk about things on Earth. As Elon mentioned, in Q4, we set records at vehicle deliveries and energy storage deployments in an uncertain macro environment. We were able to grow auto and energy storage volumes both sequentially and on a year-on-year basis. For this, I would like to thank the efforts of everyone at Tesla to make this a reality, and our customers who helped us achieve this feat. Coming into the fourth quarter, our focus was to reduce inventory levels in the automotive business, and we accomplished that by ending the quarter with the lowest finished good inventory in the last 2 years. This was a result of offering not only attractive financing options, but also other discounts and programs which impacted ASPs. While we saw volume growth in almost all regions that we operate in, we hit a new record for deliveries in the Greater China market. This is an encouraging trend since we grew volume in a highly competitive BEV market. On the automotive margin front, we saw a quarter-over-quarter decline, primarily due to lower ASPs and due to the recognition of FSD-related revenue in Q3 from feature releases. Our journey on cost reduction continues, and we were able to get our overall cost per car down below $35,000, driven primarily by material costs. This was despite increased depreciation and other costs as we prepare for the transition to the new Model Y, for which we recently started taking orders in all markets. All our factories will start producing the new Model Y next month. While we feel confident in our team's abilities to ramp production quickly, note that it is an unprecedented change and we're not aware of anybody else taking the best-selling car on the planet and updating all factories at the same time. This changeover will result in several weeks of lost production in the quarter. As a result, margins will be impacted
Please tap
due to
the like
idle
button
capacity
and
and
consider
other
subscribing. Thank
ramp-related
you.
costs,
It really
as is
helps
common
us.
in
Thank
any
you.
launch, but will be overcome as production is ramped. We will be introducing several new products throughout 2025. We are still on track to launch a more affordable model in the first half of 2025, and we'll continue to expand our lineup from there. On a dollar-for-dollar basis, we believe we have the most compelling lineup today compared to the industry, and it will continue to get better from here. As always, all our products come with the best software in the industry, autonomy features, and capable of full autonomy in the future. And despite the premium experience, the total cost of ownership is close to mass market, less premium competitors. Energy storage deployments reached an all-time high in Q4 and resulted in, but declined sequentially. This was a result of higher, growth came from Megapack and Powerwall. Both businesses continue to be supply constrained, and like Elon mentioned, we're trying to ramp up production with Mega Factory Shanghai coming online this quarter onwards. While quarterly deployments will likely continue to fluctuate sequentially, we expect at least 50% growth in deployments year over year in 2025. Gross profit and margins in the service and other business was up year over year, but declined sequentially. This was the result of higher service center costs and lower profit from used car business. The businesses within service and other primarily support our new car business, especially through their impact on total cost of ownership. Therefore, while we manage them to be positive on a GAAP basis, we do not expect similar margins as the rest of the business. There's a lot of uncertainty around tariffs. Over the years, we've tried to localize our supply chain in every market, but we are still very reliant on parts from across the world for all our businesses. Therefore, the imposition of tariffs, which is very likely, and any reciprocity will have an impact on our business and profitability. Our operating expenses grew both year over year and sequentially. The biggest driver of the increase was R&D as we continue to invest in AI-related initiatives. The remaining increase came from growth in our sales capabilities and marketing efforts from referral program. For 2025, we expect operating expenses to increase to support our growth initiatives. It is important to point out that the net income in Q4 was impacted by a $600 million mark-to-market benefit from Bitcoin due to the adoption of a new accounting standard for digital assets, whereby we'll take mark-to-market adjustments through other income every reporting period going forward. Our free cash flow for the quarter was $2 billion, and despite CapEx increase of over $2.4 billion in 2024, we were able to generate free cash flow of $3.6 billion for the year. CapEx efficiency is something we are extremely focused on. While we have invested in AI-related initiatives, we have done so in a very targeted manner to utilize this spend to get immediate benefits. The build-out of Cortex was accelerated because of the actually helped accelerate the rollout of FSD version 13. A cumulative AI-related CapEx, including infrastructure, so far has been approximately $5 billion. And for 2025, we expect our CapEx to be flat on a year-over-year basis. In conclusion, like Elon said, 2025 is going to be a pivotal year for Tesla. There are a lot of investments which we have made and will continue to make in this coming year, which will set the pace for the next phase of growth. And it is something which now I'm getting out of Earth. It is going to be out of this world. And we just are putting the right foundation. And that's all I have.
Great. Thank you very much, Vaibhav. Now we will move over to investor questions, and we'll start with say.com. The first question is unsupervised FSD still planned to be released in Texas and California this year? What hurdles still exist to make that happen? You addressed the Texas piece, I think, already. So
yeah, I'm confident that we will release unsupervised FSD in California this year as well. In fact, I think we will most likely release unsupervised FSD in many regions of the country, of the US, by the end of this year. Like I said, we're just putting a toe in the water, then a few toes, then a foot, then leg, then make sure everything's cool. We're looking for a safety level that is significantly above the average human driver. So it's not anywhere like much safer, not like a little bit safer than human, way safer than human. So the standard has to be very high, because the moment there's any kind of accident with an autonomous car, this immediately gets worldwide headlines, even though about 40,000 people die every year in car accidents in the US. And most of them don't even get a mention anywhere. But if somebody scrapes a shin with an autonomous car, it's headline news.
We want to avoid that.
Yeah. So it's really the only thing holding us back is an excess of caution. But people can certainly get a feel for how well the car would perform as unsupervised FSD by simply allowing the car to drive you around your city and see how many times did you have to intervene, not where you wanted to intervene or were a little concerned, but how many times did you have to intervene for definite safety reasons. And you will find that is currently very rare, and over time, almost never.
Great. Thank you very much. The next question is, are there any discussions with other auto companies about licensing FSD?
Yes. What we're seeing is, at this point, significant interest from a number of major car companies about licensing Tesla full self-driving technology. What we've generally said is the best way to know what to do is take one of our cars apart, and then you can see where the placement of the cameras are, what the thermal needs are of the Tesla AI inference computer. That's better than us, sending some CAD drawings. And then we're only going to entertain situations where the volume would be very high. Otherwise, it is not worth the complexity. And we will not burden our engineering team with laborious discussions with other engineering teams until we obviously have unsupervised full self-driving working throughout the United States. I think the interest level from other manufacturers to license FSD will be extremely high once it is obvious that unless you have FSD, you're dead.
Yeah. Great. Thank you very much. The next question is Optimus now mostly design locked for 2025 production?
Optimus is not design locked. So when I say we're designing the train as it's going to, we're redesigning the train as it's going down the tracks while redesigning the tracks and the train stations.
Yeah, we've already answered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rapidly evolving. It's rapidly evolving in a good direction. It's pretty damn amazing, actually. The team's doing a fantastic job. We really have by far the best team of humanoid robotics engineers in the world. And we also have all the other ingredients necessary, because you need a great battery pack, you need great power electronics, you need great charging capability, you need great communications, got to have Wi-Fi and cellular connectivity, and of course you need real world AI, and then the ability to scale that production to huge levels. So you have to design for manufacturing. The things what other companies are missing is they're missing the real world AI, and they're missing the ability to scale manufacturing to millions of units a year.
I think that is an underappreciated thing, that industrialization of design is a whole different thing than making a design.
Yeah, prototypes are trivial, basically. Prototypes are easy, production is hard. I've said that for many years. The problem is that there's like those who have never been involved in production or manufacturing somehow think that once you come up with some eureka design that you magically can make 1 million units a year. And this is totally false. There needs to be some Hollywood story where they show actually the problem is manufacturing. I've never even heard of one. It just doesn't fit the narrative. The Hollywood thing is like, it's like some lone inventor in a garage goes eureka, and suddenly it files a patent, and suddenly there's millions of units. Listen, guys, we're missing really 99% of the story. 1% is, that old saying of 1%, like a product is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. The Hollywood shows you the 1% inspiration but forgets about the 99% perspiration of actually figuring out how to make that initial prototype manufacturable and then manufactured at high volume such that the product is reliable, low cost, consistent, doesn't break down all the time. And that is 100 times harder, at least, than the prototype.
Then you have to get it there, deliver it back. Yeah,
you're going to meet all these regulations, and there's a zillion regulators around the world. It's very difficult.
Great, thank you. The next question is also Optimus related. When will Tesla start selling Optimus, and what will the price be?
Well, it may for this year we expect to just close the loop with Optimus being used internally at Tesla, because we obviously can easily use several thousand humanoid robots at Tesla for like the most boring, annoying tasks in the factory, like the tasks nobody wants to do, where we have to like beg people to do this task, and then it's like the robot's totally happy to do the boring, dangerous, repetitive task that no humans want to do. And that's also actually some of the easiest use cases for us to, have Optimus do things like, like load the hopper, like for, like say in body line, if you're like transporting, pieces of sheet metal to the robot, which is already the robot welding line for the body, and you just have to nonstop take things out of a from one fixture to another fixture. And it's a very boring job. That's the kind of thing what Optimus could do.
The guy who runs around and dumps all the weld studs in the bins.
Yeah, there's a ton of boring jobs, tedious jobs, dangerous, slightly dangerous jobs that's perfect for Optimus. So we expect to use Optimus for those tasks at our factories, and that'll help us close the loop for improvement this year. It's really with production version 2, which I think launches sometime next year. I'd like it to be the beginning of next year, but maybe it's more like the middle of next year. And then we have to just with a production line that is designed for on the order of 10,000 units a month versus 1,000 units a month. So like when you design a unit when you design a production line for 1,000 units a month, it takes you a while to actually reach anywhere close to 1,000 units a month. When you design, and for any given production output, it takes you a while to actually reach its potential. But the current line that we're designing is for roughly 1,000 units a month of Optimus robots. The next line would be for 10,000 units a month. The line after that would be for 100,000 units a month. And I think probably with version 2, as a very rough guess, because there's so much uncertainty here, very rough guess that we start delivering Optimus robots to companies that are outside of Tesla in maybe the second half of next year, something like that. But like, so this is such an exponential ramp that it'll go from no one's receiving humanoid robots to these things like coming out like crazy.
So we can't build enough.
Well, we're always going to be in the we can't build enough situation. Demand will not be a problem, even at a high price. and then as I said, like once we're at a steady state of above 1 million units a year, I think the production, I'm confident at 1 million units a year that the production cost of Optimus will be less than $20,000. If you compare the complexity of Optimus to the complexity of a car, so just the total mass and complexity of Optimus is much less than a car. So I would expect that at similar volumes to, say, the Model Y, which is over 1 million units a year, that you'd see Optimus be, I don't know, half the cost, or something like that. What the price of Optimus is a different matter. The price of Optimus will be set by the market demand.
Great. Thank you very much. The next question is, what is the status on mass production of the Tesla Semi, and how will it impact revenue at scale?
I can take that one. So we just closed up the Semi factory roof and walls last week in Reno. It's ahead of schedule, which is great with the weather. In Reno, you never know what's going to happen, but we're prepping for mechanical installation of all the equipment in the coming months. The first builds of the high volume Semi design will come late this year in 2025 and begin ramping early in 2026. But as we've said before, the Semi is a TCO no-brainer. Like it's really similar to the Optimus. It's going to be, set by how much people pay, and then it as a total cost of ownership, it's much cheaper than any other transportation you can have. So at that point, when we're at scale, it will meaningfully contribute to Tesla's revenue. Well, I think it's difficult to say how much. Anything you want to add, Elon?
No, I mean, I do think that Tesla Semi, again, with autonomy, is going to be incredibly valuable. That we actually have a shortage of truck drivers in America. That's one of the limiting factors on transport. People are human, so they get tired, and sometimes, there's. I have a lot of respect for truck drivers because it's a tough job. But because it's a tough job, there's not that many people that want to do it. And there's actually fewer, I believe, if my understanding is correct, there are fewer people entering truck driving as a profession than are leaving it.
Yes.
So when you think, yeah, exactly. So when you consider, okay, there's more people leaving truck driving as a profession than entering it, well, we're going to have a real logistics problem as time goes by. So autonomy will be very important to meet that need. It'll I don't know. It's a several billion a year opportunity, which I don't know in this context, is that these days does several billion a year matter? I think it does. Not nothing. It's probably, it's probably like a 10 billion a year thing. Yeah, it's $1 billion a month at some point, probably. But it's all this is going to pale in comparison to Optimus. So, yeah, $1 billion a month it's a lot, but it's not. It's going to be like 1% of Optimus or something.
Great, thank you very much. We already covered the next question in opening remarks. So moving on. Is it expected that Tesla will need to upgrade Hardware 3 vehicles? And if so, what is the timeline and expected impact to Tesla's CapEx? I think they're referring to cost there.
They're really asking the tough questions, aren't they?
I guess we haven't stopped working on Hardware 3 yet. We are still making software releases. We released the 12.6 release recently, which was like a baby V13. But it's a significant improvement compared to what they had previously. And people are still finding ways to distill larger models into smaller models. So we're not giving up on Hardware 3. We're still working on it. Just the releases will trail the Hardware 4 releases.
Great. Thanks, Ashok.
Yeah. I mean, I think the honest answer is that we're going to have to upgrade people's Hardware 3 computer for those that have bought full self-driving, and that is the honest answer, and that's going to be painful and difficult, but we'll get it done. Now I'm kind of glad that not that many people bought the FSD package.
Great, thanks, Elon. The next question, has Tesla given up on ramping their solar roof product?
No, we're sorry, Mike. Oh, Mike, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can take it. Yeah, solar roof remains a core part of the residential product portfolio, and it still remains where it draws a lot of customer interest despite it being premium products. We've worked on multiple iterations of engineering to make the product easier to install and distribute by reducing the SKU count. And more recently, rather than direct installation, we are focused on growth through our nationwide network of certified installers, and many of those they've been installing solar roof with us for many years.
Yeah, that's actually turned out to be a much better way for is just let the roof just supply product to the roofing industry, and especially when somebody's is getting a new roof anyway, or building a house from scratch. Obviously, this is by far the most efficient time to put in a solar roof, as opposed to putting a solar roof on a house where the roof still has 20 years of life. That's not economically sensible, but if it's a new house or the roof needs to be replaced anyway, then solar roof can make a lot of sense. And it is a premium product. It's like it's kind of like Model S, Model X or something. It's like it's a premium product. I think it looks really cool. And your house generates electricity, and if you combine it with the Tesla Powerwall battery, then you can be self-sufficient. So even if the grid turns off for several days, your house still works, and your roof looks awesome. So it's like I recommend anyone who can afford it get the Tesla solar roof and the Powerwall. Your family's life might depend on it.
Get enough,
and just in terms of convenience. Your kids are not going to yell at you because their computers don't work because the power went out and you can't charge your phone.
True story.
Actually happens. Yeah. You literally can't even call anyone because your phone's out of juice.
Thank you very much. The next question was covered in opening remarks, so we will skip that. And the last question from say.com, what technical breakthroughs will define V14 of FSD, given that V13 already covered photon to control?
Well, we've gone a hell of a lot further than photons to output. We've been in sort of the nothing but nets situation, nothing but neural nets from photons to controls for a while now. We're just improving the neural nets. I guess we could get into some of the technical details to some degree. I have to say, I continue to be amazed by just how effective autoregressive transformers are at solving a wide range of problems. Ashok, is there anything you'd like to add there without giving away the sort of family secrets?
Except for things we put on X already. So continuing to scale the model size a lot. We scale a bunch in V13, but then there's still room to grow. So we're going to continue to scale the model size. We're going to increase the context length even more. The memory is sort of like limited right now. We want to increase the amount of memory it holds, like to even minutes of context for driving. We're going to add audio to handle emergency vehicles better. Add like data of the tricky corner cases that we get from the entire fleet. Any interventions or any kind of user intervention. We just add that to the data set. So the scaling in basically every axis, like training compute, data set size, model context, and also all the reinforcement learning objectives.
Great. Alrighty. With that, we will move over to analyst questions. So just as a reminder, you will need to unmute yourself to ask your question. The first question will be coming from Daniel Roska from Bernstein. Daniel, please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Daniel from Bernstein. Elon, Tesla's share price clearly already includes quite a few of the anticipated benefits you talked about today, yet realizing what you call kind of difficult but achievable will take some time. What are you pushing the Tesla executive team to do differently now to accelerate the innovation in order to realize the value you described for the company?
Well, we're working on perfecting real-world AI and making rapid progress week over week, if not month, certainly month over month, but often week over week. I spend a lot of time with the Tesla AI team and the Tesla Optimus team. I mean, I go where the problem is essentially. Like, not, if something's, this is, unfortunate. Sometimes I don't talk to a Tesla executive and like, hey, we don't see you very often. I'm like, that's because your stuff is working awesome. Your stuff is working really great. Unfortunately, I don't see them very often because I go where the problem is. So, not where the problem is. What's the greatest challenge that lies ahead? So, obviously, there are many challenges with Optimus. It's a hard problem to solve. Many challenges with vehicle autonomy, but we're making rapid progress in both. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, sounds like you've got a conviction that the pieces you need, right, are in place.
Yeah.
If we kind of go 12 months down the line and we look back, and you had some of those, but maybe what are the kind of 2 or 3 KPIs that would tell you that you're on track and it's going the right way, and the pieces you've put in place are the right pieces, right? That's kind of what I'm looking for. Or other way around, where would it be off most likely in your mind that you say, hey, I need to go back there and I need to change something to enable the team better?
Well, I mean, I think the predictions that I'm making here are going to be pretty accurate. And it's worth noting because sometimes people say, "Oh, Elon's always late." Well, actually, no. The problem is that the media reports on when I'm late, but never reports on when I'm early. So sure, I'm optimistic, but I'm not that optimistic. There are many cases in the past where we've been early. Such as completion of the Shanghai factory, or in fact, factory completion has generally been ahead of schedule, not behind. Yeah. But I like I said, I'm very confident we'll have released unsupervised full self-driving, fully autonomous Teslas in Austin and several other cities in America by the end of this year. That's probably everywhere in America next year, and everywhere in North America at least. I think in terms of next year, our constraint, I think it's likely to be just regulatory. Like Europe really has, for example, Europe is a layer cake of regulations and bureaucracy, which that really needs to be addressed. There's this joke like America innovates, Europe regulates. It's like, guys, there's too many refs on the field. I mean, for example, for us to release supervised full self-driving in Europe, even though it works really well, we have to go through a mountain of paperwork with the Netherlands, which is our primary regulatory authority. Then the Netherlands presents this to the EU in, I think, May. And there's like this big EU country committee. We expect it to be approved at that time, but there's nothing we can do to make that May happen sooner. In fact, nobody seems to do. I guess all the countries would have to somehow vote in some way to have it happen sooner than May. Otherwise, it won't happen sooner than May. So then when is unsupervised FSD allowed in Europe? I'm like, May next year, maybe? I don't know. Well, I have to find out when the EU is meeting again. Sometimes it's a 12-month cadence, sometimes a 6-month cadence. Then in China, which is also a gigantic market, we do have some challenges because they won't currently allow us to transfer training video outside of China. And then the US government won't let us do training in China. So we're in a bit of a bind there. So like a bit of a quandary. So what we're solving that is by literally looking at videos of streets in China that are available on the internet to understand, and then feeding that into our video training so that publicly available video of street signs and traffic rules in China can be used for training, and then also putting it in we've got a very accurate simulator, and so it will train using sim for bus lanes in China. Like bus lanes in China, by the way, one of our the biggest challenges in making FSD work in China is the bus lanes are very complicated. And there's like literally like hours of the day that you're allowed to be there and not be there. And then if you accidentally go in that bus lane at the wrong time, you get an automatic ticket instantly. So it's kind of a big deal, bus lanes in China. So we have to put that into our simulator, train on that. The car has to know what time of day it is, read the sign. Anyway, we'll get this solved. But I think we'll have unsupervised FSD in almost every market this year, limited simply by regulatory issues, not technical capability. And then unsupervised FSD in the US this year, in many cities, but nationwide next year. And hopefully we have unsupervised FSD in most countries by the end of next year. That's my prediction with best data that I have right now.
Great, thank you very much. The next question will come from Adam Jonas at Morgan Stanley. Adam, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Thanks, everybody. So, Elon, you've said in the past about LiDAR, that for AVs at least, that LiDAR is a crutch, a fool's errand. I think you even told me once, even if it was free, you'd say you wouldn't use it. Do you still feel that way?
Yes.
Care to elaborate, or just I have another question?
Look, we even have a radar in the car and we turned it off.
I got it. All right. So you're still, yeah. People think you're crazy, but for not.
Look, I mean, obviously humans drive without shooting lasers out of their eyes. I mean, unless you're Superman, but like humans drive just with passive visual. Humans drive with eyes and a neural net and a brain neural net. So sort of biological, so the digital equivalent of eyes and a brain are cameras and digital neural nets, or AI. So that's the entire road system was designed for passive optical neural nets. That's how the whole road system was not designed, and what everyone is expecting that's how we expect other cars to behave. So therefore, that is very obviously the solution for full self-driving as a generalized solution for full self-driving, as opposed to the very specific, neighborhood by neighborhood solution, which is very difficult to maintain, which is what our competitors are doing.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, LiDAR doesn't work in the fog, guys.
Yeah, LiDAR has a lot of issues. Like I don't have some like the SpaceX Dragon docks with the space station using LiDAR, that a program that I personally spearheaded. I don't have some fundamental bizarre dislike of LiDAR. It's simply the wrong solution for driving cars on roads.
Right. You understand how LiDAR works. I get it.
Literally designed and built our own red LiDAR. I oversaw the project, the engineering of the thing. It was my decision to use LiDAR on Dragon, and I oversaw that engineering project directly. And so I'm like, we literally designed and made a LiDAR to dock with the space station. If I thought it was the right solution for cars, I would do that, but it isn't.
Yeah. All right. Just as a follow-up, at CES, you said, I'm paraphrasing, that any AI will be able to do any cognitive task not involving atoms within the next 3 or 4 years. And that would imply, Elon, that before the end of President Trump's term in office, that AI would be moving pretty damn quickly into the physical world, into the world of photons and atoms. And I'm thinking, given your work with the administration, how confident are you that the U.S. will have the manufacturing and the supply base to make good on your excitement about physical AI by the by latter this decade? We seem pretty vulnerable right now. I've seen you tweeting about, Xing, excuse me, Elon, about China. Freudian slip, about China making more drones in a day than the U.S. makes in a year, and all the entanglement of the supply. So what has to happen in the U.S. to make that possible? What's your message, and what can you do about it, and what's relevant for Tesla shareholders? Thanks, Elon.
Well, at Tesla, obviously, we think manufacturing is cool. SpaceX, we think manufacturing is cool. But in general, for talented Americans, they need to beyond my companies, beyond me, and the people and my teams here. In general, we need to make manufacturing cool again in America, and like I honestly think people should move from like law and finance into manufacturing. That's my honest opinion. We have too much. This is both a compliment and a criticism. We have too much talent in law and finance in America, and there should be more of that talent in manufacturing. Yeah. I mean, at Tesla, we're making sure that we can continue to manufacture our stuff, even in the event of geopolitical tensions rising to very high levels.
Great. Thank you very much. The next question will come from Pierre Ferragu at New Street. Pierre, please feel free to unmute yourself.
Hey, thanks guys for taking the question. So I have a question, Elon, on deploying like robotaxis in June in Austin. So that's great news. And I was wondering if it means I can, drive down to Austin in June and try unsupervised by myself with my car. Yeah. Or it's going to be more like your fleet testing it.
It'll be our fleet testing it. But that's our sort of toe in the water. We'll be scrutinizing it very carefully, make sure it's not something we missed. But it will be, autonomous ride hailing for money in Austin in June. And then as swiftly as possible, other cities in America. And I expect us to be operating, doing unsupervised activity with our internal fleet in several cities by the end of the year. Then it's probably next year when people are able to add or subtract their car from the fleet. So, kind of like Airbnb, where you can sort of add or subtract your house or your guest room. You can say like add it to the Airbnb inventory or don't add it to the Airbnb inventory. If you're traveling for a month, you can, or whatever the case may be, you can let other people use your house, and then you can. Anyway, so that's probably next year because we want to just make sure we've ironed out any kinks. And a lot of it is, it's not like we're not splitting the atom here. It's just a bunch of work that needs to be done to make sure the whole thing works efficiently, that people can order the car. It comes, it's the right spot, does exactly the right thing. All the payment systems work. The billing works.
Okay. But then, so my follow-up question would be, I have a Tesla, I have FSD, and I have to keep my eyes on the road all the time. It's super boring because I don't really need to intervene anymore. Yeah. And but the really annoying thing is that I can't just check my emails. And so, are you working also on introducing, like a kind of like free unsupervised where I could be eyes off and I would be able to check my email and would just need to, with a 5-second notice, have to go back and keep an eye on what's happening? Or is that something you're working on as well? Because it feels so close with V13 that I wonder if it's something we could expect for this year. It's a very selfish question I ask for myself, to be honest.
Yes. We need to be very confident that the probability of injury is low before we allow people to check their email and text messages. In fact, right now we're in this perverse situation, which you may have encountered yourself, where people will actually go to manual driving to check their text messages. Yep. So the computer doesn't yell at them, and then put it back on autonomous mode once they've checked the text messages, which is obviously less safe. Significantly less safe than just letting people check their text once in a while without the computer yelling at them. Yeah. But we just want to be cautious about that at the advent of that. We're in this sort of, neither here nor there but just for, I mean, I think it's not for many months longer. But yeah, we're in this perverse situation where people will turn the car off autopilot so the computer doesn't yell at them, check their text messages while steering the car with their knee and not looking out the window.
And fair, like Elon said, right? If you have any problems with the system, and when people are not looking, that is a dangerous thing. And that's what we're trying to avoid. It's the capability is getting there, but it's not fully there. That's why he was using the term of dipping our toe in the water, then getting comfortable, then keep going.
Anyway, it's not far off. But we want to prove to ourselves, prove to ourselves, and obviously prove to regulators that the car is unequivocally safer in autonomous mode than not. And we're not far off. So this is like low single-digit months.
To the safety aspect, we did publish our vehicle safety report today, and in Q4 was one crash for every 5.9 million miles driven, compared to a crash every 700,000 miles without autopilot.
Right. So we're getting to the point where it's an order of magnitude.
Yeah, it's like 8.5 tons safety. Right. So it's just about there.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Great. Alrighty, and our last question will be coming from Dan Levi at Barclays. Dan, feel free to unmute yourself.
Great. Good evening. Thank you for taking the questions. Elon, you've talked about the need for proliferation of sustainable transport in the past as part of sort of broader push to sustainable energy. Look, I know we've heard a lot about President Trump's plans to reverse the EV mandate, and I think there's a view that given regulation is a driver of EV uptake, this could slow EV uptake in the U.S. So what would be your view on the right policy in the U.S., given your comments in the past of the need to push for sustainable transport?
At this point, I think that sustainable transport is inevitable. I'm highly confident that all transport will be autonomous electric, including aircraft, and that it can't be stopped any more than one could have stopped the advent of the external combustion engine, the steam engine, or one could have stopped the advent of the internal combustion engine. Like even if you've been the biggest horse advocate on earth, you're like a horses are the way, not these newfangled.
Please stand by. I've got something you're going to love. Just just stand by to the end. 2 minutes to go.
It's going to happen, and you can't stop the advent of electric cars. It's going to happen. The only thing holding back electric cars was range, and that is a solved problem.
Great. And then as a follow-up, in the past, Elon, you had made a comment that you'd be willing to sell cars at effectively no margin to get the cars out there. And there's a comment in the release today of the rate of acceleration of autonomy efforts does impact volume growth. So perhaps you could just talk about, with your efforts on FSD, how we should think about your desire to put more vehicles out in the market to take advantage of your tech advances.
So I'm not sure I understand the question. We have a lot of cars. I mean, we've got millions of cars out there.
So is your question, Dan, that how do we marry our future growth aspects with FSD?
And yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself, Dan.
Yeah, more so just how much more aggressively you would be willing to sell your cars versus in light of your improvements on FSD.
Well, right now the constraint we're trying to solve is battery production as opposed to demand. So we're And now Q1, we've got this massive factory retooling for the new Model Y, for example. That obviously has a short-term impact on output. But the problem we're wrestling with, in fact, we're talking that the executive team and I were talking about just before this call was how we've got to figure out how to increase total gigawatt hours of battery production this year, one way or another. That's the constraint on our output.
Great. Alrighty. And with that, I think we are all done for today. So thanks everyone so much for all of your questions. We look forward to talking to you next quarter. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Okay, so folks, that's the end of the Tesla earnings, but I've got something for you you might enjoy. Over on the Extra channel, we are streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, we're having a serious debate. You may have never heard this before. Let me just have a quick listen in. This is what's going on. And my brain is calculating lots of replies to this all at once. So this is what's going on right now on the Extra channel, live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had a live phone-in when I was challenged by MSK how I do things, and it sparked a really great debate, a very heated debate, and you might like to listen in and enjoy. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what's being streamed right now. So I'm going to give you all the link as you just have a little listen, see what you think. You might find it interesting. It was a really great debate. Got very heated. There is, in fact, I got quite tearful at one moment. There is the link to it. If you stay right where you are, it'll take you right there. Go and have a listen now. I will see you back in the morning with Sirius FM earnings and then the opening bell. And then back to back, we've got another earnings tomorrow night. And it's going to be very, very busy tomorrow again. 15-hour days. Could be a great day tomorrow to tilt the markets, digest of all of this. As you can see, we're just going down a little bit after hours, but Tesla, what an interesting evening. You can continue the debate in the chat. Let me know your thoughts in the conversation while you listen to a very heated debate. I'm sure you'll all enjoy it. Tune in there, Extra. The link's in the chat, pinned to the top, or it'll go there automatically. Good night, everybody. See you back in the morning. And join me now for the Extra channel for a very heated debate. I think you'll find it interesting. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other.